Good morning, everybody. Uh, we have with us SHAINA GOYAL, and she has cleared the Delhi Judicial Services Exams 2019-20 with the fourth rank. And rest SHAINA will tell you about herself. तो शाइना इट इज़ योर्स नाउ. अब
Yes,
आपको
sir.
जो भी बोलना है बोलिए. ठीक है, तुम्हारा तो स्माइल रुक नहीं रहा.
Yes, sir. I think this is the first time that after the result that I have been smiling. Otherwise, I've only been seeing my family smiling and everyone else smiling. And now I feel like I have like a constant hanger in my mouth that I can't stop smiling.
Now you tell them about yourself, and they are writing congratulations ma'am and all that. ये है हमारा लाइव चैट, यहाँ से दिखता है सामने से.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you. Yes, sir.
And अब बताओ अपने बारे
So
में.
I
You
think
tell us about yourself, from where you, which place you belong to, and where did you do your college, and then where did you do your LLB.
yes, sir.
When it came to your mind as to I have to become a judicial services officer,
Yes,
and
sir.
after that how you started preparing everything, and rest, if anything is left out, I will ask you questions.
Yes, sir. So I think I would like to begin with saying that this moment is so unreal, and I'm still trying to sink in the fact that I am sitting here with you. Because as a student, when you join the coaching, you keep imagining this day that I'll meet you, and I want to tell everyone that every struggle is worth this moment of meeting with you and sharing the success, the joy of success with you. Every struggle is worth it, and every sacrifice is worth this moment. So whatever you're doing, whatever each student is doing, just keep doing it with even greater focus, because let me tell you, as a student, this is worth it. If this moment will make you feel like everything was worth it in the end. Yes, sir. And now to begin with, sir, I am from Punjab, Bathinda, and I came to Delhi in 11th standard, and that was way back in 2011. And for 10 years now, I've been in Delhi. I did my school, till 10th standard, I was in Delhi Public School, Bathinda. And in 11th, 12th, I did it from Delhi Public School, RK Puram. And then I did my political science honors from Lady Shri Ram College, Delhi University. And then I did my 3-year law in Campus Law Center, Delhi University. And I think that ended in 2018. And immediately after that, I joined coaching. And while I was doing my law, I also prepared for civil services for a year. And I think during that time, I did not take coachings. My family really insisted on taking coachings for civil services. And I told them that, no, I think I'll manage. And during that preparation, I realized that my interest is towards law. And that when my entire interest is towards this optional subject that I was taking, which was law, then why not make a career out of it? Then why not choose a field that is oriented towards law? And that is when I decided that no, I will go for judicial services. And that is when I decided that this time the first step that I will do is seek the right guidance. And that is when I decided that no, this is the time to seek the right guidance first. And so who doesn't know about Rahul's IAS? That is the only place to go to. And then I joined coaching, and I think it was in July 2018 that I joined coaching. And immediately after that, I think then I met you, and that was just another world. And then I started, and then I think immediately after I started coaching, I had started giving exams, because you always told us that no matter it is the first month of the coaching, or it is the 9th month of the coaching, or it is 2 years after the coaching, your approach towards the exams has to be the same. You still have to be dedicated. This cannot be an excuse that this subject is not done, that subject is not done. You have to give your ultimate best. You have to give your ultimate best, and that is what I learned in the very first few days with you. And that is why I had decided that whatever exam comes, I will take it with all my dedication. And I think I took Bihar prelims in November. I started my coaching in July, and I took Bihar prelims in November. And then December was UP prelims. Then it was Delhi prelims. And सबका result December end तक आ गया था. And I cleared all 3. And फिर January end में it was UP mains and then Delhi mains. And that UP mains I cleared. and then Delhi mains tab nahi hua tha. I missed it by almost 10-12 marks. So the entire journey went on, and sir, you know my struggle more than anyone, sir. I appeared for interviews in 3 states, which was UP, Bihar and Rajasthan, and तीनों में I could not make it to the final list, and उसके बाद तो I had just given up hope, and and after those 3 states did not happen, I think you were the only one who still had faith in me. I used to tell everyone that I don't know what do you see in me, that I started to think that, you know, sir should now realize that he's wasting his time on me. And, you know, I just started to, in fact, sir, I've shared this story with you, that even while I was sitting in class, I started to hide from you. Earlier, I used to sit in the first 3 rows. And then after the results did not happen, UP did not happen, Bihar did not happen, Rajasthan did not happen, I started to sit behind tall people to hide from you. And I still remember, जैसे आप इधर उधर move करते थे, I also used to move like this, कि कहीं देख ना ले, कहीं देख ना ले. And then I still remember that you pointed specifically, कहाँ चुप क्यों रही हो, चुप क्यों रही हो? And then you told me that don't worry, होगा, don't worry, होगा. And I still remember that after these results did not happen, I came to you after you finished your class, and I just saw you and I just broke down for like 2 minutes. If you remember, I just started crying, and everyone was around and everyone was wondering, why is this little girl crying? And then you asked me, because I was crying, and you asked me कि कितने mains दिए, and because I was crying and I could not speak anything, I said 6. And you said
you made a gesture, yeah.
Yes, sir. And you asked कितने interviews दिए? 3. And I literally gestured that 3. And then you said कोई बात नहीं, फिर भी होगा, फिर भी अभी भी होगा. And I think that just kept me going. And sir, I told you this before also. I think when I lost faith and belief in my own self, I think it was only your belief in me that just kept me going. That, okay, if sir feels that I can do it, then maybe there must be something that, you know, that just kept me going. Ki, okay, maybe if he believes it, then maybe I can still do it. Maybe there's still hope. And then that was it, and this is the moment now.
I remember, like, whenever an exam used to happen and she went for the interview, now when you come back, result is not there, you are not selected, and then used to quietly come in front. When I used to walk inside the office, no, used to quietly come and stand in front of me,
Yes,
and then
sir.
with bent head. So I used to ask, nahi hua? So you
Yes,
used to
sir.
say, no sir. You used to shake your head, and then I used to keep my hand on your head, and I used to tell you कि कोई बात नहीं, next one you will clear.
Yes, sir.
And finally, जब 2-3 interviews you could not clear, then I remember I had told you when you were crying that you are meant for big things, and
Yes, sir.
just wait for that moment. You will get the big thing. And today the big thing has happened. I told you that you are meant for Delhi Judiciary,
Yes, sir.
and देखो, you are a judge in Delhi Judiciary.
Yes, sir. Delhi, though, I had not even expected. Like, I used to tell you, sir, UP में 600 seats थी, Rajasthan में 300 seats थी, and Bihar में भी Rajasthan में I think 150 around something seats थी, Bihar में 300 something seats थी. कि sir उनमें नहीं हुआ, Delhi कैसे होगा Delhi? And you used to still tell me कि नहीं होगा, होगा, होगा. और फिर, and I think that is just, you know, that driving force behind all of it was this, because my family did not know about anything. They did not even know Delhi ka notification आया.
They knew about the earlier exams that you took?
Yes, sir. They knew about all the exams, UP prelims, UP ka pura process, Bihar, Rajasthan, everything they knew. But with Delhi, they did not know about anything, about prelims, mains, interview, nothing at all.
You did not inform them.
No, sir. I did not even tell them that.
Why didn't you inform them?
Sir, because they went with me for UP interview, they went with me for Rajasthan interview, and then Bihar interview. And then जब नहीं होता ना, तो they just get as sad as you get. It is their duty to, you know, to cheer you up, but then you know in your heart that they're just as sad as you are. तो फिर, you know, I just did not want to get their hopes up, कि खुद को ऐसा feeling आने लगता है कि नहीं, पता नहीं, फिर नहीं होगा, फिर उदास होंगे, फिर पता नहीं क्या सोचेंगे. वो they go through the whole thing as much as I do. तो फिर इसलिए मैंने सोचा कि नहीं, दिस पेपर आई विल शेयर इट विद यू. तो ये पूरा जर्नी, एटलीस्ट दिल्ली का जितना जर्नी था, वो तो सिर्फ और सिर्फ ही आपको पता था, या इंस्टीट्यूट में सब टीचर्स को पता था, एंड नो वन एल्स इन द फैमिली न्यू अबाउट इट.
स्टूडेंट्स को भी नहीं पता था.
स्टूडेंट्स को तो सर दे न्यू, लाइक माय फ्रेंड्स एंड एवरीवन, दे न्यू.
बच्चों को पता था.
Yes, sir. But like in elderly departments, sir, it's only you and the teachers around that knew about Delhi exams. So this journey of Delhi exam, that I shared specifically with Rahul's IAS.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
And no, you can, I'm talking to the students, you can imagine the girl has not told her parents and the family that she has even filled up the form of Delhi second time. And all of a sudden the result comes out, and then how did you inform them?
सर पहले तो रिजल्ट आया तो इतना पहले हमने सोचा था कि घर जाके बताएंगे, बट देन वी कुड नॉट कंटेन आवर ओन हैप्पीनेस एंड वी जस्ट वांटेड टू टेल देम. सो आई कॉल्ड एवरीवन, ताया जी, पापा, सबको पहले बोला कि सब फैमिली कॉन्फ्रेंस पे आना, वी कॉलिंग यू ऑन वीडियो कॉल, सब कॉन्फ्रेंस पे आना, प्लीज़ आंसर द कॉल. माय ताया जी, उन्होंने तो ऐसे चप्पल पहन ली, ही गॉट रेडी, ही गॉट हिज फोन एंड चार्जर बिकॉज ही थॉट देयर सम बैड न्यूज़ एंड ही हैव टू रश. उन्होंने बोला कि कुछ बैड न्यूज़ है एंड ही हैव टू रश एंड कम टू दिल्ली, तो ही गॉट ऑल set and prepared. So we called everyone on conference, put the entire family on conference, and when I told them कि मेरा दिल्ली में हो गया, and their first question, प्रीलिम्स हुआ है या मेंस हुआ है, क्या हुआ है? मैंने कहा नहीं नहीं, सब हो गया, सिलेक्शन हो गया. And then they were just over the moon. I think everyone, I cannot explain the moment. I think it was a 45-minute conference call and मेरी मम्मी तो बिल्कुल ऐसे थी, हमें लगा शायद उनका स्क्रीन पॉज है, and we were like, मम्मी आप कुछ कह क्यों नहीं रहे हो कि why are you not saying anything? And she's like, I am still trying to process it कि मुझे समझ नहीं आ रहा कि क्या हो रहा है, कि क्या हो रहा है. तो उसके बाद तो आई थिंक दैट इज़ दैट मोमेंट. एंड आज का दिन है, इट्स बीन ऑलमोस्ट अ वीक और 10 days आई थिंक आफ्टर द रिजल्ट, एंड अभी तक वो लगता है ऐसे ही चल रहा है, सेलिब्रेशन ही चल रहा है. यस सर.
They may have got that pleasant shock of life.
Yes sir, definitely.
So they did not know that you have even filled up the form.
Yes sir.
And now all of a sudden you are cracking the news that I have become a judicial officer.
Yes sir.
So that is a pleasant surprise and shock also.
Yes sir, because in their mind तो वो तो मुझे रोज़ फ़ोन करके अभी पंजाब की नोटिफिकेशन आएगी, तुम पेपर दे देना, या फिर किसी को होता था कि बस अगस्त तक का टाइम है तुम्हारे पास, फिर तुम्हारी शादी की बात करेंगे, अगस्त तक होता है तो कर लो, नहीं तो फिर ऐसे सोचना पड़ेगा. एंड आई यूज्ड टू बी लाइक ओके नो आई वेट टू टेल देम. एंड देन फाइनली व्हेन इट हैपेंड, नाउ दे लाइक अच्छा नहीं 2 साल कुछ नहीं है, अभी तो तुम छोटी हो. सो द एंटायर थिंग नाउ चेंज. तो उनके लिए तो इतना बड़ा शॉक था कि हम तो प्रीलिम्स की बात कर रहे थे और कहाँ ये पूरा सिलेक्शन ही हो गया.
तो तुम जब गई, when you after the results, when you went home, so how did you find it? मतलब क्या हुआ? First thing what happened?
Yes sir, I think I told them the result at around 7:38 and 9 बजे, it's a 7-hour drive from Bathinda to Delhi. 9 बजे they left from Bathinda and सुबह 4 बजे they came to surprise me to Delhi. The whole family, cousins, भाई बहन, everyone, they came to Delhi at 4 o'clock in the morning to surprise me. They were so happy. And then 5 o'clock in the morning they said कि चलो वापस बठिंडा चले अब. तो फिर 5 o'clock in the morning we left for Punjab and then we reached there in the afternoon. and वहाँ तो ऐसे लग रहा था कि जश्न हो रहा है कोई, सब ऐसे मतलब ऐसे लग रहा था the entire city has gathered to celebrate it, and I was still trying to process. And I think sir, for the entire week I did not see my family, my papa and Tayaji especially, I did not see them walk. They were just running to every place. मैं अपने ताया जी के साथ ऐसे गुरुद्वारा गई and he was running and I told him, why are you running? We don't have anywhere to be. Why are you running? And he's like, I'm so excited that he hasn't just walked for the entire week. He has just run from one place to another place. Yes sir, so that was their excitement.
Everyone the same in the family, everyone like that.
Yes sir, everyone. And everyone, and when this entire thing happens ना, I think you don't have a feeling of your own. पर सबकी आंखों में इतनी खुशी देख के जो खुशी होती है ना, that you are the cause behind it. And when you see that happiness in your parents' eyes and in your family and with your brother and sister jumping around, frolicking around, and that joy when you see in your family's eyes, that is just the most precious feeling. And it is worth every struggle, it is worth every sacrifice, it is worth every minute that you put into study. And I just would like to tell everyone that please keep doing whatever you're doing, keep your goals straight, keep your focus, and in the end everything is worth it. Even if you've not even if you've not been able to clear 1 prelims or 2 prelims, I'm telling you my story. I could not clear 3 interviews. अभी इसमें तो जो मेरे prelims नहीं हुए, जो मेरे mains नहीं हुए, वो तो मैंने count ही नहीं करे हैं. I had to start fresh from that stage where 3 interviews did not happen. If I could do it, then you definitely can do it, and you must do it. Everything is worth this moment, everything.
So tell me, when your exam, for example, any one interview could not happen, you could not clear. So after that, how could you gather the courage back to study again?
Yes, sir.
Because you were still attending the classes.
Yes, sir.
Classes तो कर रही थी उस समय. So maybe you were not totally prepared, maybe.
Yes, sir.
And plus you were too young also.
Yes, sir.
So maybe that was the reason, because the classes were still going on. So वापस फिर अपना courage, हिम्मत गैदर करके पढ़ाई कैसे शुरू करती थी?
यस सर. सर शुरू में तो यूपी एंड दिल्ली तो आई न्यू कि चलो ठीक है, इट इज़ अ वेरी यंग स्टेज, अभी मुझे इतना कुछ आई स्टिल हैव टू लर्न. तो इट वाज ईजियर टू गैदर करेज कि नहीं चलो वापस पढ़ना ही पढ़ना है. अल्टीमेट गोल तो चेंज नहीं हुआ. जज तब भी बनना था, जज आज भी बनना है. नहीं हुआ मेंस, नहीं हुआ इंटरव्यू, नहीं हुआ प्रीलिम्स, गोल तो सेम ही है कि जज तो बनना ही बनना है. दिस डज नॉट इफेक्ट माई अल्टीमेट गोल. तो वो तो करना ही करना है. आज शुरू करो या 4 दिन सैड होके शुरू करो, तो शुरू तो करना ही करना है. तो that I just had shuru mein it was still easier, but after Rajasthan and prelims, that Rajasthan did not happen, Bihar did not happen. Then I remember I went to Goma ma'am, and in fact Goma ma'am ने मुझे पकड़ा था कि एक सेकंड इधर आओ, कोई बात नहीं, तुम चिंता मत करो. And then I told ma'am that ma'am, I think the universe is against this. I don't think so कि मेरा होगा, कि ऐसे 3 states में नहीं हो रहा, मुझे नहीं लग रहा मेरा होगा, कि मेरी शायद किस्मत में ही नहीं है, कि शायद कुछ लोग ऐसे होते होंगे कि इनकी किस्मत में ही नहीं है. एंड देन शी टोल्ड मी वन थिंग एंड आई स्टिल रिमेंबर दिस टिल डेट, विच हेल्प मी थ्रू एवरीथिंग. शी सेड कोई बात नहीं, तुम इतनी मेहनत करो, तुम और मेहनत करो, और तुम इतनी मेहनत करो कि किस्मत को भी गिव अप करना पड़े कि नहीं ये तो अब देना ही पड़ेगा, कि लो तुम ले लो, जो तुम्हें चाहिए तुम ले लो, दैट यू वर्क दैट हार्ड. एंड दैट जस्ट वो आज तक मेरे दिमाग में सर दिमाग में बात रहती है, दैट शी टोल्ड मी दिस एंड आई स्टिल कैरी इट इन माई हार्ट, दैट कि ठीक है नहीं. एंड दैट इज़ वॉट ड्रोव मी अगेन टू स्टडी. And then I remember that for 2 days I just slept. And then finally 3rd day I decided that no, I will go to the coaching. I will go see Krishna sir. And then my friends literally pushed me to Krishna sir's room that no, you don't have nothing to be ashamed of. You have nothing to be ashamed of. You go to sir. And I met with Krishna sir. And the best part about Krishna sir is that he treats you the same way as if you were just coming to him for the first time. He doesn't see you as कि अच्छा ये तो इंटरव्यू वाला बच्चा है, ये तो प्रीलिम्स वाला बच्चा है, ये तो मेंस वाला बच्चा है. एंड आई थिंक दैट इज़ वेर वन कैन सी दैट that the entire institute is your reflection, that he is like that he treats you the same way. और उन्होंने वैसे ही मुझे प्रीलिम्स का शेड्यूल बनवाया, मेंस का शेड्यूल बनवाया, आंसर राइटिंग प्रैक्टिस का शेड्यूल बनवाया. एंड दैट वाज अनदर मोटिवेशन कि ठीक है, नाउ आई हैड माई टारगेट सेट. Now I had to find the motivation to start again, and that I found from the entire coaching. गोमा मैम मिले, कृष्णा सर से मिली, फिर आपसे मिली. एंड देन आई न्यू दैट ठीक है, गोल तो सेम ही है, जज तब भी बनना था, 1 साल पहले भी बनना था, आज भी बनना है, तो आई विल स्टार्ट अगेन. एंड आई थिंक कोइंसिडेंटली जिस दिन मैंने ये स्ट्रेंथ गैदर किया कि नहीं दोबारा शुरू करना है, उसी दिन आई वेंट होम शाम में और दिल्ली का रिजल्ट आ गया. तो इट वाज लाइक गॉड वाज ट्राइंग टू टेस्ट मी कि वेदर यू कैन गैदर द स्ट्रेंथ टू स्टार्ट अगेन. एंड द डे दैट आई डिड, दिल्ली का रिजल्ट आ गया. एंड देन दैट वाज अनदर होप इन माय लाइफ.
दिल्ली का रिजल्ट प्रीलिम्स का,
मेंस का सर,
मेंस
का सर. यस सर.
तो तुमको ये रियलाइज किया तुमने कि पहले वाले एग्जाम्स में सिलेक्शन क्यों नहीं हो रहे थे तुम्हारे? मतलब देखो, आई टेल यू व्हाट, हम ये नहीं कह सकते पहले वाले एग्जाम्स, क्योंकि तुमने तो तैयारी 2018 में शुरू की.
यस सर.
जुलाई में.
यस सर.
एंड आफ्टर दैट बैक टू बैक सो मेनी एग्जाम्स वर देयर.
Yes,
So
sir.
without being totally prepared, you started taking the exams.
Yes,
So we
sir.
cannot say that you were not successful. तैयारी के बाद ही तो सक्सेसफुल हो गए ना.
Yes, sir.
तो did you realize why you could not clear the earlier ones and why you have cleared this Delhi exam?
Yes, sir.
Difference कुछ समझ में आया?
Yes, sir. I think I joined my coaching in July 2018, and by November 2019, which is almost 1.5 years, I had given 6 mains exam, 3 interviews, and countless prelims exam. So in this entire process, what I learned and what I would like to pass to others also is that it is very important to understand the paper that you are taking, whether it is UP, whether it is Bihar, whether it is prelims or it is mains. It is very important that you understand the paper and you analyze it. For example, with UP, one has to focus on local laws papers, and with Delhi, for example, GK paper, the language paper is of utmost importance, and it is very important to mold your preparation accordingly. So the first step to do is not wait for the class to get over, for the course to get over. As and when classes are going, one should keep going through the papers. of their focus states. If one is focused on UP, if one is focused on Bihar, it is very important that you keep going through the papers, the kind of questions that are being asked, and accordingly start preparing yourself. And nothing is an excuse for hard work. Like if you have to put in 12 hours during 12 to 15 hours during your main stage, then you have to put in 12 to 15 hours at your prelim stage also. And that is very important. Nothing is a substitute for hard work, and there is no excuse for hard work. Course is not over yet or anything. Nothing is excuse. And I think the institute provides you enough resources that one can start with their ultimate effort at any stage.
Because I never thought about. Personally, I'll tell you my feeling. Whenever you, the first day, so you tell me before my feelings. First, you tell me what was the effect on the first day when you attended the class, when you were sitting in the class. So, what was the subject that I was teaching? I was teaching, or any other teacher, and what was the effect of that?
So I think what with your classes, I think what I realized was I think I in fact have brought my notebook also because I wanted to show it to you. I think sir the best part about your classes especially was that जैसे आप ब्रेक भी देते हो, आई स्टिल रिमेंबर दैट डे कि आपने एक सेक्शन करा रहे थे. इट वॉज रॉबरी. आई रिमेंबर इट वॉज रॉबरी थेफ्ट. येस, इट वॉज रॉबरी का सेक्शन. आप रॉबरी का सेक्शन करा रहे थे एंड यू gave an example. You left it on a very simple question, like an open-ended question, and you left the class for 5 minutes. And when you left, I just kept reading the section again and again. And when you came back and asked for answer, and I gave it, and you told me, "Good girl." And that acknowledgement was so important and was such a driving force. And that is the beauty of the classes at Rahul's IAS, I think, that the teachers, they constantly, even while they're teaching, they give you such motivation and such these little driving forces and these little motivating factors that just keep driving you to work hard and harder. So I think that was the best part about classes. And first day तो I think ऐसा होता है ना कि ऐसे you keep hearing about these things and then finally meeting you and realizing that okay, that everything that is said about you is still an understatement. No matter how much appreciation you get, it will still be an understatement. Your aura is that.
तो मतलब फर्स्ट डे यू गॉट दैट थिंग.
यस सर, डेफिनेटली सर.
और जब मैंने तुम्हें क्लास में ढूंढ के बोला था वेयर इज शाइना एंड देन यू आर हाइडिंग बिहाइंड सम टॉल पर्सन, सो व्हाट वाज दैट फीलिंग?
एक बार तो सर ऐसा था कि देख लिया सर ने एंड देन यू टोल्ड मी कि व्हाई आर यू हाइडिंग, होगा तुम्हारा, अगले पेपर के लिए पढ़ो. एंड दैट वाज आई स्टिल रिमेंबर दैट I was teared up during that moment that okay. And that was another thing that okay, ठीक है, घर जाके I will वापस make a schedule. I will clear my room, I will clear my head out, and I will make a schedule and I'll start again. If he believes in me, then there must be something. So I just started everything that okay, if I don't believe in myself right now, at least someone else does. And on that belief, on that faith, I just started studying again.
Because I always had faith on you. I don't know, the first day when I saw you in the class, no? So the positivity that was reflected on your face and the way you used to nod your head and all that. So I always had the faith this girl will do it. So when you could not clear some of these exams, so I used to smile within myself and I used to always say to myself, this girl will do something big. And I always had that faith. I never used to be let down or any kind of feelings. मतलब जब तुम्हारा नहीं होता था सिलेक्शन, तुम आती थी मेरे पास और सिर हिलाती थी कि सर नहीं हुआ, तो मैं तुम्हारे सिर पे हाथ रखता था और कुछ ज़्यादा बोलता नहीं था, अगली बार होगा, ये बोलता था, है ना, कीप वर्किंग हार्ड, अगली बार होगा. लेकिन मेरे अंदर कोई फीलिंग नहीं आता था कि तुम्हारा नहीं हुआ तो क्या होगा. मतलब मुझे पता था, पता नहीं कहीं ना कहीं अंदर से आवाज़ आती थी कि इसका तो होगा, ये तो करेगी. एंड यू सी इट हैपन. तो ये एक फीलिंग आ जाती है और तुमको भी कभी ना कहीं अंदर लगता होगा कि नहीं मेरा तो होगा, मैं कर लूँगी. मतलब आज नहीं हुआ अगली बार हो जाएगा, ये फीलिंग तो आती होगी.
यस सर,
है ना.
Sir, I think even other things that you keep telling while teaching, na, like for example, I think this is your favorite word, positivity. And it is so important that one realizes that it is not just a word. It is an entire approach towards the exam, which is very important. One needs to be positive towards other people. One has to be positive towards their goal and positive for their own self, for their own struggle. And that is very, very important. And I think that during this journey, this is the most important thing that I realized, that I need to be positive. And that is not just until I clear the exam. That is for even after that. And that is extremely very important. I think even in my notebook on those last pages, I still have these words: positivity, encouragement, and courage, strength. That one has to have these things to be able to clear these exams, and that is very, very important.
I do realize that, because your selection was very, very important for me, for my personal confidence, because I had so much of faith in you. तो मुझे लगता था कि नहीं, इसका तो होगा, मतलब सिंपल सा एक थॉट था, इसका तो होगा, अभी नहीं हुआ कोई बात नहीं, अगली बार हो जाएगा। ये कभी नहीं आया कि 600 लोगों में नहीं हुआ तो ये दिल्ली का कैसे निकालेगी। मुझे हमेशा लगता था कि तुम दिल्ली का ही निकालोगी।
Yes.
और दिल्ली इज़ द मोस्ट टफ इन अ वे it is UP also is tough, but Delhi is a bit more tough, more intelligence based. तो आई यूज टू थिंक कि तुम्हारा तो होगा, दिल्ली में तो होगा।
Yes.
और जब तुम्हारा रिजल्ट आया तो इट वाज नॉट अ सरप्राइज फॉर मी। जब मेंस का रिजल्ट आया तब भी इट वाज नॉट अ सरप्राइज फॉर मी। आई वाज वेरी हैप्पी।
Yes, sir.
सो वो एक प्लस यू टेंड टू क्रिएट अ बॉन्ड। तो आई हैड वेरी स्ट्रॉन्ग बॉन्ड विथ यू
Yes, sir.
एंड
So do
सेम
I.
यू हैड।
Yes, sir.
मतलब तुमको ढूंढता था मैं क्लास में कि शाइना कहाँ बैठी है, वेयर इज शाइना सिटिंग, वाई इज शी नॉट विजिबल टुडे, क्लास छुट्टी करके तो नहीं बैठ गई घर में। तो ये थॉट्स आते थे मुझे, और भी बच्चों के लिए आते हैं, जो
Yes,
पॉजिटिव
sir.
माइंडेड बच्चे हैं उनके लिए आते हैं। तो वो कहीं ना कहीं मेरे अपने कॉन्फिडेंस के लिए बहुत ज़रूरी था कि तुम्हारा सिलेक्शन हो, बिकॉज दैट हैज़ मोटिवेटेड मी अ लॉट, दैट हार्ड वर्क नेवर गोज इन वेन, है ना।
Yes, sir.
तो तुमको भी यही फीलिंग आ रही होगी अभी।
यस सर, मुझे तो सब बाकी सबके लिए भी यही फीलिंग आती है कि अगर मेरे लिए हो सकता है तो फिर आपके लिए भी डेफिनेटली हो सकता है. ऑल यू नीड इज टू कीप वर्किंग हार्ड एंड इज टू जस्ट कीप फोकस्ड, एंड दैट इज द एक्सट्रीमली इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग. नथिंग इज एन एक्सक्यूज. कुछ भी मतलब जस्ट बी पॉजिटिव, जस्ट सराउंड योर सेल्फ विद पॉजिटिव माइंडेड पीपल एंड जस्ट कीप वर्किंग हार्ड and it will definitely happen for you. Like I told you, my struggle, it was 3 interviews and I don't know how many mains and I don't know how many prelims. It's just countless number of now I don't call them failures anymore. Now I tell them with pride that okay, that those things did not happen, but everything is just adding to your success for the next stage. एक prelims नहीं हुआ तो it is adding to the success in your next prelims. दो prelims नहीं हुए, it is adding to your success in your next mains. So do not feel discouraged, do not feel let down. Just find the strength to keep studying. If you believe in God, then please pray every day for the strength to study harder and to keep focused. If you do not believe in God, then take a walk, go for a run, clear your head out and just focus and be positive. And that is only I think I can tell other people from my own struggle and from my experience.
By the time you took this current Delhi exam, the prelims was held in September last year, no?
Yes, sir.
So by that time, your course was almost over or something was remaining?
Yes, sir. I think only 1 or 2 subjects were remaining.
Because I remember you used to do 3 classes a day and evening class also you were doing.
Yes, sir. I
So
was.
many
Yes.
subjects you completed like that, no?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Because I had to give Delhi mains and then I had Punjab mains also during that time only. So that is why I started taking 3 classes a day, and that is how I knew that I had to manage it somehow, and then I also had to do my own self study and revisions also. So that is when I was completely just dedicated towards the entire study, and I did like 3 classes and I finished the course
तो
early.
3 क्लासेस करने में प्रेशर नहीं पड़ा तुमको, एक्स्ट्रा प्रेशर या कुछ ऐसा फील नहीं हुआ?
सर मतलब प्रेशर, आप इफ़ यू वेट अगेंस्ट द गोल दैट यू हैव सेट फॉर योर सेल्फ, देन इट डज नॉट फील लाइक प्रेशर. इट जस्ट फील्स लाइक ओके कि ठीक है, इट इज़ एडिंग टुवर्ड्स योर गोल, इट इज़ मेकिंग योर जर्नी ईजियर, इट इज़ मेकिंग योर जर्नी फास्टर. तो इसलिए वो प्रेशर फील नहीं होता, और अगर फील होता भी है तो वन हैज़ टू वेट अगेंस्ट द गोल दैट यू हैव सेट फॉर योर सेल्फ. एंड वो कितना इंपॉर्टेंट है और ये प्रेशर कितना ज़्यादा है, तो वो उसके सामने वो प्रेशर फिर प्रेशर जैसा लगता ही नहीं है.
क्योंकि मुझे याद है कि तुम दोनों मॉर्निंग क्लास करती थी, फिर इवनिंग क्लास भी करती थी.
यस
एंड फिर भी रिलैक्स्ड रहती थी.
यस सर, और बीच में कुछ ब्रेक भी होता था तो उसमें आई यूज्ड टू सिट इन द ऑन द सोफा आउटसाइड एंड देन आई यूज्ड टू
study,
स्टडी माय ओन स्टफ.
I remember that.
यस
So
सर.
you are a big example of a person who has just started preparations and by the sheer hard work and determination can achieve the goal. So you are a big example of that, and many of my students will get motivated by that, because अभी भी ये चल रहा है, because I have allowed them to attend 3 classes,
Yes, sir.
and most of them are very happily willing for that. तो वो
Yes,
अच्छा
sir.
है. ठीक है, ये तो हो गया तुम्हारा जर्नी. अच्छा, इसमें और भी कोई स्ट्रगल आया बीच में, फाइनेंशियल या किसी भी तरह का?
Yes, sir. I think पूरी तैयारी में आई थिंक वो तो सब आते ही रहते हैं सर. आई स्टिल रिमेंबर वी हैड टू मूव फ्रॉम वन हाउस टू द अदर हाउस. वो पूरा शिफ्टिंग का प्रोसेस, फिर घर पे कुछ भी हो जाता था. देन एज द एल्डेस्ट चाइल्ड आई हैड टू डील विद दैट ऑल्सो. और सर फाइनेंशियल प्रेशर्स, I think when I started the coaching, I think that was the time. I think I spoke with Anand sir also about that. That even that I had to deal with, and Anand sir was really helpful. And I think that is when I think when he spoke with you, and during that whole time, and the institute provided me with such support and such strength that nothing felt like struggle. That I knew that I had people who are helping me through it, people who are with me through it. So that also, everything just went smoothly after that. I think after I joined the institute, everything just, वो होता है ना कि सारी problems खुद से they were solving themselves, खुद से they were just being dealt with on their own. Yes, sir.
And the entire institute, everyone in the institute behaving like one family, no?
Everyone, sir, everyone. I think even Bablu sir in the accounts department को रिजल्ट आता था, even they used to be like, अरे सबसे पहले मैंने तुम्हारा देखा, पर कोई बात नहीं, तुम्हारा नहीं हुआ होगा फिर भी होगा. निधि मैम, नीरज सर, he gave me his contact number कि नहीं कुछ भी हो you ask me. Everyone, Krishna sir, sir, and your good self, and
मेरा
everyone.
तो
I think
हाँ,
the
मेरा
entire institute, and I think even while I was studying in this in the institute, I found friends who were like family to me, and for even for that I'll be thankful to this place that I came here and I found this whole bunch of family that just drove me towards this success and towards this goal.
It is a wonderful feeling, like to have you sitting before me, because सबके लिए कृष्णा है, आनंद सर हैं, निधि मैम, नीरज सर, गुमा मैम, बबलू, अमित.
Yes,
he may have been very happy to see you
yes,
right now.
everyone, because सबसे मैं मिली तो ऐसे लग रहा था, अभी जैसे मैं ऐसे लग रहा कि मैं वापस कोचिंग इंस्टीट्यूट में आ गई. इतनी अच्छी फीलिंग आ रही थी. तो इवन अपने लिए भी ऐसा लगता है कि सब ऐसे अब फैमिली जैसे लगते हैं. with everyone who's associated with you, the whole, it actually feels like we're all a family, and it feels like a shared success कि नहीं ये तो हम सबका joy है, ये तो हम सबका है.
अच्छा, इस बीच में तुमने बहुत मेहनत तो बहुत ज़्यादा की. क्लासेस को हटा दो, अब क्लासेस तो किया तुमने, एंड ऑल दैट यू डिड. कोचिंग का तो अपना रोल था विच इट प्लेड, बट तुम्हारा पर्सनल मेहनत कितना था, गोइंग एट होम एंड स्टडिंग एंड ऑल दैट? तो वो कैसे, व्हाट वाज द डेली रूटीन एंड हाउ डिड यू फॉलो दैट?
Yes, sir. So I think with daily routine that to begin with, I had 2 classes and they used to end in the afternoon around 2:30. फिर उसके बाद it was half an hour 45-minute journey. I think online classes में तो the best part is that now वो journey का part जो है that has been cut down. तो now it has become even more easier. तो वो time जिन बच्चों के लिए 1-1, 2-2 घंटा था वो भी add हो गया है पढ़ाई का. तो सर उसके बाद I used to go back and then first thing was to revise my classes, and because I had immediate जुलाई में joined coaching, तो जैसे बिहार का prelims था नवंबर में, first thing I did was to analyze the paper, what kind of questions are being asked, what kind of preparation I have to do, and then I arranged your notes from Krishna sir, and he was kind enough to give me those from the previous batches, and I started studying those notes of
the class notes.
Yes sir. And he was very kind enough to provide me with those notes, and I started studying those notes, and I started making my self notes for the major subjects, for criminal procedure code, for evidence act, for I think I made specific notes for these 2 subjects, and I borrowed notes for other subjects also, and I started preparing. And during that, I think my daily routine was just this much, that revise the classes, and prelims के 1-2 papers I used to solve, because first thing was prelims के 1-2 paper I used to solve. उसके according I used to study my subjects, make a schedule, make a plan. I used to always try to stick to my plan, that I used to set कि 2 दिन में मुझे टॉट्स ख़त्म करना है, या 4 दिन में मुझे CRPC करना है, तो उस हिसाब से आई यूज टू गो विद द नोटबुक कि जैसे नोटबुक को आई यूज टू डिवाइड इन पार्ट्स दैट दिस मच पार्ट आई हैव टू डू एंड आई हैव टू सप्लीमेंट इट विद द बेयर एक्ट ऑल्सो. सो दैट इज हाउ आई डिड माई एंटायर स्टडी.
तो तुम्हारा डेली रूटीन कुछ फिक्स था कि ऐसे उठना है, ऐसे करना है? डेली रूटीन, डिड यू हैव एनी फिक्स्ड और ब्रॉड डेली रूटीन?
So I think
And
for
can
the
you tell us
initial,
time wise?
yes, sir. So, sir, the first thing was I think we had early morning classes. The classes used to start at 8:30, and since I think 9:30.
9:30.
9:30, yes, sir. And I always wanted to sit in the first 3 rows, so I used to leave really early from home. So I used to leave at 7:30 in the morning, and then we used to reach class, and the classes used to end by 2:30. So the entire, I think even when we used to reach the coaching, the half an hour or 45 minutes, whatever was available, I used to make sure that I was studying. So if you remember, I used to sit on the sofa outside. Yes, sir. I used to sit on the sofa outside, and I just used to kept studying until you started the class. I made sure that until you started speaking, I will study till that very last second. And I used to just keep studying until that moment. And even when you went for those little breaks, I used to just make sure that I was studying even then. Like whatever you taught, if you left the class with a question, I used to keep thinking about it, and I never took a break in that sense. And I used to make sure that my mind was running towards that answer. And once the classes ended and I went home, and for a year I even taught my helps 2 children, and they used to come to the house, and I thought that no, nothing is an excuse. Even my preparation for judiciary is not an excuse to not do some kind of social service. So for that entire year, they used to come to me, and one was in 3rd standard and one was in 5th standard. They used to study their little things, and I used to study my mains ka subject. So for a year I even taught them also. So
That
yes.
is very laudable. That is very appreciable.
Yes, sir, because I knew in my heart, sir, that nothing, like I said, nothing is an excuse for hard work. Nothing is an excuse for even being kind, or for even being positive for other people. And for a year, so, in the evening, they used to come at around 4. So they used to study their little things, and I used to study my own mains ka subjects. And so I think I used to study till 8 o'clock at night, and then dinner, and then post dinner I used to just put in 2-3 hours of study again, and then again next day coaching.
तो नेक्स्ट डे सुबह उठ के नहीं पढ़ती थी?
No, sir, I was not the person who used to wake up at 5 o'clock.
अच्छा, you used to
Yes,
get up
sir.
late and then
Yes, sir.
जो कोचिंग में पढ़ लिया वही है
Yes, sir.
सुबह के टाइम में?
Yes, sir.
तो मतलब ओवरऑल 5-6 hours a day you used to study, 7 hours a day?
Yes, sir. I think after the classes, yes, sir, 5-6 hours.
And when you did 3 classes, then how did you manage?
So I think even when I did 3 classes, तो जैसे मैं 2 classes करके फिर मैं evening class करती थी, तो उसके बीच में 1-1.5 घंटा मिल जाता था. Then I used to study in the coaching itself. I used to bring my books. I knew how I had to utilize that 1.5 hour. तो वो मैं coaching में ही पढ़ लेती थी. And I think so वो क्लासेस इतनी इंपॉर्टेंट होती है ना कि वो अपने आप में एक तैयारी का प्रोसेस है. सो आई स्टिल रिमेंबर, आई थिंक आई वुड लाइक टू इवन say that story here. बिहार का, if you see the Muslim law का syllabus, it is a little bit different. So I had studied according to the syllabus. Whatever was in the syllabus, I just studied those very topics, and they do not include topics like dower or nikah. तो उन्होंने स्पेसिफिकली मेंशन नहीं करे, तो हम करके नहीं गए थे. मी एंड माय फ्रेंड प्रज्ञा, शी इज सिलेक्टेड इन यूपी नाउ. Yes, sir. So we gave the paper together in Bihar. We stayed together for 10 days, and
she's from Bhopal.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So we did those topics, and we hadn't revised the class notes. And जब एग्ज़ाम आया और उसमें क्वेश्चंस आए, क्योंकि हमने ये सारे टॉपिक्स तो रिवाइज किए ही नहीं थे, ये ऐसा था कि ये सिलेबस में स्पेसिफिकली नहीं दिए थे, पर क्वेश्चन सारे वैसे ही वहीं से आए. तो आई थिंक दैट इज़ व्हेन वी जस्ट वेंट टू द क्लास, आवर माइंड्स जस्ट वेंट बैक टू द क्लास, और जो क्लास में पढ़ाया था वो अपने आप जैसे होता है, इट वॉज जस्ट कमिंग बैक टू आवर हेड्स, एंड वी कुड just produce our answers very comfortably. It was not an extra effort कि वो क्लास में, क्योंकि हमने इतना attentively और इतनी बार सुना था कि वो इतना naturally आया, that paper went very smoothly for us. तो that really helps. तो classes अपने आप में तैयारी का process है, तो one does not have to worry about putting in extra hours, because sitting attentively in class itself is a part of preparation, and it is a huge part of preparation.
And for law subjects, you referred to any textbooks or anything which you can share with us?
Never, sir. I think for major subjects, for especially Criminal Procedure Code, IPC, Evidence Act, never, sir. I think my only sources were your notebooks and barracks, and that was about it. So I think sir, I do not know if the students know that I used to prepare queries also, and even now that I find it, I still remember you used to tell us in class that when I teach you, even if it is IPC or any subject, that you don't have to imagine your own situations. You don't have to go haywire. Stick to what I'm teaching you, and वो होता है ना eye of the tiger, and you just have to go towards that goal. And when even people around me used to ask me questions कि अरे अगर ये ऐसा होता तो कैसा होता, I used to simply tell them मुझे तो खुद समझ नहीं आया, just to avoid them, because I know that what is a good doubt and what is a bad doubt, and that is very important to differentiate, that one does not have to imagine all the possible situations out of one thing. What you're teaching, I think that is what suffices the entire understanding of a concept, and I think that is very important to stick to that. So I always stick to that idea, and that is why I never refer to any textbooks or reference books.
CRPC, CPC कहीं नहीं.
No, sir. Evidence Act, nothing.
And the case laws?
So case laws, I think coaching का material इतना sufficient और इतना it's just brilliant. I think that is I think something different that I did from other students when I talked to them, that I studied the entire reference material that is being given to us. शुरू में I think recent judgments का booklet कोई भी नहीं पढ़ता था, सब लेके they were always in a rush to get those recent judgments का booklet कि हमें दे दो. But I think so many people around me hadn't even touched them for the entire year, and मुझे जैसे ही मिला था, I studied it the very next day. I started studying it the very next day. And I think it's really important to go through those recent judgments का booklets, and then Delhi High Court के judgments मिलते हैं during the mains का process. They are really, really well drafted. And so जो landmark judgments आप देते थे, that I went through everything. CRPC के landmark judgments I read. CPC के landmark judgments I read, IPC के, even in fact Muslim law, Hindu law, recent जो भी आप judgments देते थे, that I went through very religiously, and जो recent judgments के booklets हमें मिलते थे from the research wing, that also I did very religiously.
So those you followed properly.
Yes, sir.
और ये judgments मान लो हम निकालना चाहें कहीं से, एक स्टूडेंट निकालना चाहे तो कहाँ से निकालेगा वो? जैसे मान लो मैंने क्लास में एक जजमेंट बता दिया, तो मैंने तो उसका बेसिक्स बता दिया, बट सपोज ऐसे कि इसको पूरा पढ़ो, तो इन द ऑनलाइन क्लासेस बच्चे कहाँ से निकालेंगे? व्हाट कैन बी द सोर्स?
सो आई थिंक लैंडमार्क जजमेंट्स तो हमें वैसे ही ऑनलाइन प्रोवाइड हो ही जाते हैं.
बुकलेट फॉर्म में तो हम दे रहे हैं.
बुकलेट फॉर्म में भी सर, और वैसे भी आप SEC वाले भी ओरिजिनल जजमेंट्स आप तभी के तभी प्रोवाइड करा देते थे. आई थिंक ऑनलाइन में भी स्टूडेंट्स आर गेटिंग PDFs इन PDF फॉर्मेट. द पॉइंट इज ओनली दैट कि द बेस्ट पार्ट अबाउट द इंस्टीट्यूट इज दैट कि एज अ स्टूडेंट आपको वो जजमेंट का नाम नहीं पता चलेगा कि अच्छा कौन सा लेटेस्ट जजमेंट आया है या इस टॉपिक पर कौन सा इंपॉर्टेंट जजमेंट है. एक बार वो पता चल जाए, देन इट्स वेरी इजी टू फाइंड इट. इवन इफ
इंडियन कानून वगैरह से
इंडियन कानून, यस सर, दैट हैज द ओरिजिनल जजमेंट्स किसी भी वेबसाइट से, सर वो इजीली मिल जाता है.
फिर लाइव लॉ से भी मिल जाएगा.
लाइव लॉ से भी मिल जाते हैं सर. आई थिंक द फर्स्ट थिंग इज दैट ओनली कि एक बार जजमेंट का नाम पता चल जाए, फिर उसे ढूंढना इज नॉट अ वेरी डिफिकल्ट टास्क. वो तो इजीली मिल ही जाता है.
Means your entire preparation was focused upon the class dictations and class notes that you
Yes, sir,
wrote,
and the material that was being provided.
Material
Yes, sir.
plus the case laws.
Yes, sir. The case laws, the materials, and for example, sir, language के paper में भी जो material मिलता था institute से, that was really helpful. I think I still remember UP के time पे तो जो law का जो GK का paper आया था, 80% वो इतना सा मॉड्यूल मिला था हमें कोचिंग से, 80% ऑफ द एंटायर GK पेपर वॉज फ्रॉम दैट मॉड्यूल, एंड इट वॉज दैट इम्पॉर्टेंट कि आई वॉज सो ग्लैड दैट इतना रिलीजियसली मैंने वो मॉड्यूल किया. तो आई थिंक रिसर्च से हमें जो भी मटीरियल मिलता था, वेदर इट वॉज फॉर लैंग्वेज पेपर, वेदर इट वॉज फॉर ट्रांसलेशंस और एनी थिंग, सो दैट आई ऑलवेज डिड वेरी रिलीजियसली. एंड आई थिंक अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट आई डिड नॉट have the time or the energy to go through any other resource. So I think I relied completely on that.
Plus, I think everyone, most of them rely upon our notes only.
Yes.
Our students who are studying here. The difference lies in how much of intelligence you have applied to it. Because you can take it mechanically also, or you can do a lot of analysis also. तो जो नोट्स हम लोग बताते थे, क्लास में लिखवाते थे या आप खुद लिखते थे, तो उनका घर जाके आप क्या करते थे? You are saying that you relied upon the class notes
Yes, sir.
plus the case laws plus the Bare Act obviously and the material that we give. So how you used to revise it and how you used to follow it?
Yes, sir. So for example, here I would like to share, for example, Evidence Act. Evidence Act आप इतना अच्छा पढ़ा देते हो कि कॉन्सेप्ट में तो one does not have to go through anything else. Judgments हमें सारे provide हो जाते हैं. Once a person goes through the notebook, the Bare Act, and those judgments, the concept-wise understanding is completely done. तो फिर इससे how did I supplement it with the material? Evidence Act का हमें जैसे module मिला था, उसमें सर it was very well drafted in a way कि that had facts in one page, कि वो पूरे facts इस तरह से drafted थे that one had to apply their mind कि क्लास में क्या पढ़ा था, कि क्या कॉन्सेप्ट पढ़ा था, क्या बेयर एक्ट में लिखा है, एंड उस हिसाब से वन हैड टू फिगर आउट कि अच्छा ठीक है इसमें लास्ट सीन थ्योरी का फैक्टर है, इसमें आइडेंटिफिकेशन का मेथड है, कि इसमें पुलिस आइडेंटिफिकेशन नहीं हुआ, सिर्फ कोर्ट आइडेंटिफिकेशन हुआ है. तो वन हैज़ टू अप्लाई देयर माइंड ऑफ व्हाट दे हैव रेड इन क्लास, ऑफ व्हाट दे हैव रेड इन द बेयर एक्ट, एंड देन एनालाइज इट, एंड देन क्योंकि अपने आप और फिर नेक्स्ट पेज में क्योंकि आंसर भी provided होता था and in a very well drafted way, the answer writing format way, then one always had the option of cross checking whether they are thinking in the right line or not. So that was the best part, that I read the notebooks, I cleared my concepts, I read the Bare Act, I knew what was in the law, and then I went to those materials and practical application of my mind that I did from the research material. Yes, sir.
And that develops your intelligence also, I believe.
Yes, sir.
That makes you more sharp.
Yes, sir.
Gradually.
Yes, sir. I think that is how gradually I think my marks got added. I think in my first Delhi mains, I had scored around 408 marks. And now in this Delhi mains, I had scored 503 marks. वो पूरा jump था, उसमें difference यही था that I went through the research material, practical application of things. I did the recent case laws, the original judgments I did, and that made the entire difference, and that bridged the gap through all of the things.
It is almost 100 marks difference, no?
Yes, sir.
In the last mains and this mains.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. That makes gradually you become more sharp and more intelligent. You are able to handle the questions in the exam in a much better way.
Yes, sir.
That is great. That is great. और कुछ अपनी तरफ से ऐड करना चाहो?
सर
बाकी तो मेरे पास पूछने को बहुत कुछ है लेकिन otherwise if you want to add something regarding your study schedule and how the students should study.
So I think for students, like I said, that please realize that this moment and that सर आपको बहुत बार बताएंगे that everything is going to change after the result, ये सब होगा, नए रिश्तेदार बनेंगे, सब ऐसा होगा, it will be such a special moment. But now that I'm here, it's just an unreal feeling, and he's actually so right about everything. The words that he says, positivity, you have to एक word जो sir बोल रहे हैं, just instill it in your heart and your soul and your mind, and just add it to your preparation. Everything that he says is adding to your preparation, and please do realize that. And whatever you're doing, you must be making a lot of sacrifices through this journey. You must be going through a lot of things. There may be days when relatives are not believing in you, when you are not believing in yourself. Even then, just study, just focus on your goal, and just keep working hard. And in the end, when you will achieve this goal, everything will seem worth it, and you will feel कि जितना स्ट्रगल था, जितना सैक्रिफाइस था, कि शायद दोबारा कर लोगे सब, बिकॉज एवरीथिंग इज जस्ट वर्थ इट.
अच्छा, तुम्हारा सोशल मीडिया वगैरह था तुम्हारे पास? फेसबुक और कुछ भी?
नो सर, इफ यू रिमेंबर आई हैड द नोकिया वो 1100 वाला फोन, एंड आई यूज दैट फॉर 3 years. For around 3 years, I think I just used that phone. So I was not on Facebook, I was not on WhatsApp, I did not have any social media app, Instagram तो कभी मैंने करा ही नहीं डाउनलोड. तो फिर ये सब से तो I was completely away.
I remember that you had that phone.
Yes.
And when you later on recently joined the research wing, recently means a few months back. So I asked you कि WhatsApp करना है, तो she says कि WhatsApp तो मेरे फ़ोन में नहीं, मेरे फ्रेंड के फ़ोन में है.
Yes,
your
sir.
sister's phone, I believe.
Yes, sir, my sister's phone.
And she never had the WhatsApp also on her phone.
Yes, sir, I had the Nokia 1100 phone. So eventually I did not have WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook, anything.
मन नहीं किया कभी?
नो सर,
मन नहीं किया कि मेरे पास भी होना चाहिए?
नो सर, आई थिंक वही जर्नी में वन हैज़ टू रियलाइज़ कि क्या ज़रूरी है, क्या नहीं ज़रूरी है, किन लोगों से बात करना ज़रूरी है, किन लोगों से नहीं है। वन हैज़ टू रियलाइज़ कि सिर्फ उन लोगों को आस-पास रखो हू आर एडिंग टू योर प्रिपरेशन। सर वन थिंग आई ऑल्सो रियलाइज विच आई थिंक अदर स्टूडेंट्स ऑल्सो मस्ट बी फेसिंग, दैट कई बार क्या होता है ना सर, व्हेन यू टॉक टू योर फ्रेंड्स एंड यू नो कि आपने 2 दिन पढ़ाई नहीं की है, फिर कोई फ्रेंड बोल देता है ना कि अरे मैंने भी 2 दिन पढ़ाई नहीं की है, तो अगर आपको उसमें सेटिस्फैक्शन आ रहा है कि अच्छा चलो ठीक है, इसका भी टाइम वेस्ट हुआ, मेरा भी टाइम वेस्ट हुआ, तो ये एकदम गलत है। दैट मीन्स यू नीड टू फाइंड अदर पीपल। सो फॉर एग्जाम्पल आई यूज टू फाइंड पीपल व्हेन दे यूज टू टेल मी कि अरे कल तो मैं सिर्फ 6 घंटे ही पढ़ी, एंड आई न्यू इन माई हार्ट दैट आई डिड नॉट study. So that used to really drive me कि नहीं आज तो I will have to put in 12 hours. That you should surround yourself with people who are adding to your life, who are contributing to your study, who are contributing towards your goal. And if there are no such people around you, even better, find your own motivation. Find motivation from sir, find motivation in class, find motivation from other teachers. Create your own targets, create your own driving force, and just keep moving towards your goal.
तो तुमको इतनी मेच्योरिटी आई कहाँ से? मतलब आई विल नॉट कीप फेसबुक, आई विल नॉट कीप व्हाट्सएप, तो इतनी मेच्योरिटी तुम शुरू से ऐसे थी कि कुछ किया स्पेशल तुमने?
So I think by the end of college तो I had WhatsApp also, I had Facebook also.
बाय द
फिर
एंड
वही
ऑफ
था
योर कैंपस लॉ सेंटर?
ये कैंपस लॉ सेंटर सब वही था। फिर जब मैंने यूपीएससी से जुडिशरी में मूव किया, देन आई मेड दीज लिटिल चेंजेस. First thing like I changed was seek the right guidance. That is very important, and that is the key. That is the key factor. I joined coaching, and then I knew that now there is no excuse. I have to surround with I just have to be surrounded with things and with people that are adding to my preparation. तो फिर मैंने ये फेसबुक आई थिंक कोचिंग ज्वाइन करने से एक दिन पहले ही शायद मैंने फेसबुक पूरा डिलीट कर दिया था. फिर मैंने फ़ोन चेंज कर लिया दैट आई विल जस्ट कीप अ वेरी simple lifestyle with. So I think for the whole year I wore I think just 2 jackets, and my friends used to mock me so much that why do you wear just these 2 jackets, and I told them that because I simply don't care. My goal here is to come and study and then go back, and they still joke. आज भी वो मेरे मजाक उड़ाते हैं because I still have that jacket कि अरे यही जैकेट पूरे कोचिंग में पहना है. मैंने कहा क्योंकि मेरा गोल कुछ और था, because I just had to come and study. तो all these factors, they did not matter. Facebook, WhatsApp, phone, clothes, nothing really mattered to me during that time.
मुझे याद है कि तुम्हारे कपड़े भी, उतना ध्यान तो नहीं देता था कपड़ों पे, लेकिन मुझे फेंट याद है कि तुम्हारे कपड़े भी रिपीट होते रहते थे.
Yes,
मतलब you never had 10, 15, 20 kind of dresses and
never,
all.
sir. I think I had like 3 lowers, 2 t-shirts, two jackets, and I used to just wear those. Like I used to just rotate them कि नहीं ये सब के बारे में तो सोचना ही नहीं है. My goal was simple: go to coaching, focus, complete focus on what you're teaching, what other teachers are teaching, and what is happening in the class, and then come back and then start again.
ऐसा तो नहीं था कि पैसों की कमी की वजह से तुम ऐसा करती थी? मतलब इतने पैसे तो होंगे ही तुम्हारे पास.
यस सर, ऑफ कोर्स सर. ऐसा तो कुछ सर, जैसे फैमिली भी कई बार कहती थी कि फ़ोन चेंज कर लो, कि ऐसा भी कुछ नहीं है कि हम फ़ोन नहीं दिला सकते, बट वो सब इतना मैटर ही नहीं करता था. वो जर्नी ऐसा होता है, वो प्रोसेस ऐसा होता है कि खुद का ही मन उठ जाता है ये सब चीज़ों से कि नहीं, ये सब वन हैज़ इवेंचुअली जब आप इतना फोकस हो जाते हो अपने गोल पे, तो ये सब चीज़ें अल्टीमेटली खुद ही मैटर करना बंद कर देती हैं.
तो अब लिया तुमने, अब तुम्हारे पास है अच्छा फ़ोन?
सर दिस इज़ द बेस्ट पार्ट अबाउट आई थिंक क्लियरिंग द एग्जाम. वंस यू क्लियर द एग्जाम, अंदर से लगता है कि ठीक है अब ये मिल गया, अब लाइफ में कुछ भी नहीं चाहिए, और उसी मोमेंट पे सब मिलने लग जाता है. जो लगता है कि नहीं भी चाहिए था सब आ जाता है. एवरीवन इज गिविंग मी मनी नाउ, एंड जिस दिन रिजल्ट आया अगले ही दिन, पहले मेरे पास नोकिया 1100 था, देन माई फैमिली गिफ्टेड मी अ न्यू फोन.
Which phone?
iPhone 12 Pro, sir.
Oh, okay. That's great. Even I
Yes.
have it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. तो आप देखो जंप नोकिया 1100 से सीधा iPhone 12 Pro का जंप था. एंड देन आई ऑलवेज वांटेड टू लर्न वायलिन. तो मैंने सोचा था कि कौन वायलिन खरीदेगा, फिर क्लासेस, एंड देन सो मच मनी, आई डोंट नो कि ठीक है कभी और. फिर जैसे ही हो गया, देन माई ब्रदर गिफ्टेड मी वायलिन, एंड देन तो एवरीथिंग फिर ऐसे लगता है ना कि जो सब नहीं भी चाहिए था वो भी सब मिलने लगता है. लाइक लाइफ चेंजेस सो डायनामिकली दैट यू जस्ट एवरीथिंग स्टार्ट्स कि सब ऐसे लगता है कि अब सब ठीक हो रहा है, अब एवरीथिंग इज जस्ट वर्किंग इट्स वे.
तो वहाँ पे तुम जब गई भटिंडा तो खूब लोग मिलने आए होंगे, इंटरव्यूज वगैरह खूब हुए होंगे तुम्हारे?
ऐसे सर इतना सेलिब्रिटी टाइप फीलिंग होता है, इतना सेलिब्रिटी टाइप फीलिंग था. एंड आई थिंक वो आज तक अभी भी चल ही रहा है. अभी भी माई फैमिली इज कॉलिंग मी, अच्छा नेक्स्ट कब आ रही हो, नेक्स्ट कब आ रही हो. तो अभी भी आई थिंक दैट इज अ नेवर एंडिंग सेलिब्रेशन नाउ.
But all this while you have to be very grounded.
Yes
नहीं?
sir.
That feeling you must be having.
Yes sir, I think to be
The
very honest.
celebrations are celebrations, but I should be grounded.
Yes sir, to be very honest sir, I think after मेंस में जब जैसे ही इंटरव्यू का नोटिफिकेशन आ गया था, for 2 months I daily went to temple and I just prayed for one thing, and I thought to myself that dear God, I have faith in you that this will happen now, that I was really positive that this will happen. But I just prayed for one thing, that please the day before the interview and the day before the result and the day after the result should be same for me. I should not change. My attitude towards people should not change. I should still have just as much faith in you as I had before the result. As before the result, my attitude towards people, my what I am in person should not change. So I just prayed during those 2 months. I just prayed that the day before the result and the day after the result should be just the same for me. And I still am just praying that कि ये ऐसे ही रहे, जैसे मैं पहले थी वैसे ही मैं अब रहूं.
नहीं, ऐसे ही रहेगा, और तुम इनफैक्ट अब तो और भी अच्छी हो जाओगी. मतलब और भी क्वाइट, और भी कंपोज्ड, और भी ग्रेविटी बढ़ जाएगा तुम्हारा, बिकॉज
Yes,
the kind of responsibility you are going to have now, obviously it will change you further towards that gravity.
Yes
तो ये
sir.
तो और चेंज करेगा आपको, क्योंकि अब तो तुमको सेंस ऑफ रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी आ गई ना.
Yes
Now
sir.
I am a judicial officer, so a lot many things comes along with that, no?
Yes sir.
तो अब तो और भी चेंज हो जाओगे,
Yes sir.
तो अच्छा होगा. It will be
Yes
good,
sir.
and I'll find a different Shaina. In fact, same Shaina in a different color now onwards.
Yes
Uh,
sir.
That's great. ठीक है, daily routine you have told us, and you have told us about your struggles, and कोई ऐसा बहुत मोमेंट आया हो लाइफ में, बहुत स्ट्रगल वाला मोमेंट, या ऐसा कोई मोमेंट जब बिल्कुल ही शैटर्ड हो गए हो, अपार्ट फ्रॉम द रिजल्ट्स एंड ऑल?
सर आई थिंक सबसे शैटरिंग सोल क्रशिंग तो वही मोमेंट्स थे सर, जब ऐसे एक बार इंटरव्यू का कॉल आ जाते हैं तो इंटर्न आप कितना भी ना चाहो पर ऐसा लगता है कि अच्छा नहीं हो गया, कि अब तो हो ही जाएगा, कि इंटरव्यू का कॉल आएगा अब तो हो ही जाएगा. बट व्हेन दैट थिंग हैपेंस वंस, देन ट्वाइस एंड देन थ्राइस, दैट इज रियली सोल क्रशिंग. And to find the strength to rise above it and to forget about it and to start again, that was really really difficult. And I think there are no words to tell you this, that I think I just had you who still believed in me during that time, who was there to tell me that no, I still believe in you, abhi bhi hoga. I think no one was around that time. I think it was just you and
Me
the
and
team.
the teachers, yeah.
Yes sir, when I say you, the entire team sir. Sir, you and the entire team here, that these people just had faith in me that nahi hoga, and that was really really motivating for me, and that is the only thing that just kept me going.
तुमको एंजाइटी और पैनिक अटैक्स होते थे?
Sir, lot sir, I had the very bad habit of nail biting. तो and I used to ask my sister कि ये कैसे जाएगा, what do I do to help this, and then she used to tell me कि कोई बात नहीं, जिस दिन तुम्हारा हो जाएगा ना उस दिन ये अपने आप चला जाएगा, then you will not even think about it. And she was right कि अब ऐसा लगता है कि ठीक है. But yes sir, that really happens a lot, that used to really happen a lot, that when you start thinking about कि पता नहीं अब भी होगा या नहीं होगा, अब भी होगा या नहीं होगा, तो फिर that feeling was always off and on, off and on.
That is quite natural also.
Yes sir, I
Your
think
sister
so.
is younger or elder?
Sir, my sister is younger to me sir.
Younger to you.
Yes sir.
Means here in Delhi you were staying in a rented house?
Yes sir.
You and your sister alone?
Yes
खाना
sir.
पीना कैसे होता था?
सर खाना पीना तो वी हैड हेल्प फॉर दैट. आई थिंक अभी सर दिल्ली के इंटरव्यू के टाइम पे भी, इंटरव्यू से 2 दिन पहले तक मेरी बहन के फाइनल के एग्जाम्स थे, सीए फाइनल के एग्जाम्स थे. तो इवन फॉर दैट देन शी हैड टोल्ड मी कि फॉर योर इंटरव्यू आई विल गिव यू जस्ट 2 days, अंटिल देन यू हैव टू हेल्प मी. तो आई वॉज गेटिंग द ग्रोसरीज, आई वॉज गेटिंग एवरीथिंग, एंड क्योंकि हम खुद ही रहते थे तो ग्रोसरीज लाना एंड एवरीथिंग वी हैड टू मैनेज ऑन आवर ओन. कुछ भी घर में लाना है, क्योंकि मम्मी पापा तो 2 महीने में एक बार आते थे फॉर 2-3 days, एंड उतना ही आते थे, तो एवरीथिंग वी यूज्ड टू मैनेज ऑन आवर ओन.
तो मतलब चल जाता था, कर लेती थी?
यस सर, कैसे ना कैसे वो मैनेज करके वो अपने आप इवेंचुअली हो ही जाता है कि यू हैव, व्हेन यू नो दैट यू हैव टू फाइंड द टाइम टू स्टडी, यू हैव टू स्टडी, तो फिर वो अपने आप चीज़ें फिगर आउट हो ही जाती है सर.
और तुम्हारा सोशल सर्कल इन द सेंस फैमिली फंक्शंस और शादियाँ, बर्थडे पार्टीज, इन सब में जाती थी ड्यूरिंग योर प्रिपरेशन?
No, sir. I think I lost a touch with so many friends during this journey that I knew that I don't have the time for it. एक तो किसी भी जगह पे जाओ तो फिर सब फ्रेंड्स पूछते हैं अरे क्या हो रहा है लाइफ में, क्या कर रहे हो लाइफ में, एंड देन दैट फीलिंग अच्छा स्टिल प्रिपेयरिंग, स्टिल टेकिंग एग्जाम्स. तो आई यूज टू अवॉइड ऑल दी सोशल फंक्शंस एंड आई न्यू कि ठीक है डिस्ट्रैक्शन ही है सब. तो फिर I don't think so for the entire year and a half I went to any birthday parties or I met with any friends. I think all I had people was at the coaching, and that too very limited circle. And like I said earlier also, I used to make sure that I was surrounded with people who were inspiring me, who were motivating me, and who were adding to my preparation. And anyone who was not, I just had to find the heart and the strength टू स्टे अवे फ्रॉम देम कि नहीं ठीक है ये तो कंफ्यूज ही कर रहे हैं, इनसे दूर रहना है, कि नहीं ये तो मुझे डीमोटिवेट कर रहे हैं या डिस्करेज कर रहे हैं, तो इनसे दूर ही रहना है.
क्लास में ऐसे बच्चे भी तो होते थे जो
Yes, sir.
आपको डिमोटिवेट कर देते हैं कई बार,
यस सर.
तो उनसे दूर रहती थी.
यस सर.
और क्योंकि तुम लोग का जो सर्कल था ना, तुम्हारा, प्रज्ञा, और भी लोग थे, मुझे अभी नाम याद
यस
नहीं आ
सर.
रहा.
प्रतीक्षा वाज देयर. यस सर.
प्रतीक्षा
देन
got
प्रज्ञा.
through in
यूपी सर.
त्रिपुरा.
नहीं उत्तराखंड.
प्रतीक्षा.
यस सर. यस सर. एंड इवन आई थिंक सर माय अदर फ्रेंड्स
अच्छा,
कुणाल.
प्रतीक्षा केसरवानी.
यस सर.
हाँ, she got through in Uttarakhand, yeah.
Yes, sir. And then, sir, Srishti got selected in West Bengal. She was really motivating. I think जब मेरा नहीं होता था, तो जब इन लोगों का हो भी गया, तो भी they used to tell me that we'll help you. That नहीं तुम्हारा होगा. We still believe in you. So other friends who were still preparing also, Kunal, Divakar, sir, they were so kind that I used to just call them that I need these notes. And वो पूरा घर पे आके that कोई बात नहीं. Don't worry कि हम notes दे के जाते हैं घर पे. You just study and you don't worry about anything at all. So I think that is another thing that this institute has provided me with. Friends who were like family to me.
And they all have got selected?
Yes, I think now Kunal, Divakar, they are still preparing for exams and they're going to take exams that are going to come. But Pragya has got selected. Srishti is selected in West Bengal now. Yes, sir.
So God willing, Kunal and Divakar will also get selected soon.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I remember the face of Kunal.
Yes.
दिवाकर का भी याद नहीं आ रहा मुझे.
Yes.
और डिटेल समझूंगा तो याद आ जाएगा. क्योंकि ये पूरा ग्रुप था तुम लोग का.
Yes, sir.
It was not actually a group. You were all a bunch of studious people, serious people, hardworking people. कोई उधर बैठ के पढ़ रहा है, कोई सोफे पे बैठ के पढ़ रहा है, कोई सीढ़ी पे बैठ के पढ़ रहा है. नहीं, that was the माहौल, no?
Yes, sir.
So that was wonderful.
Yes,
And
sir.
I
They're
always-
waiting for their own moment with you now.
Yeah, I always remember being very proud of you people. Like when I used to enter the coaching, no, I used to find all of you studying, and
Yes,
just
sir.
seeing me, you will just get up and come and touch my feet, and then again go back to study.
Yes, sir.
तो वो एक I used to feel very proud. इन सब का सिलेक्शन होगा, और देखो
Yes,
आज
sir.
लगभग सबका हो गया, हो रहा है.
सो वो मोमेंट हमारे लिए भी उतना ही स्पेशल था. हम पूरा बाहर बैठे रहते थे, पहले अपना बुक्स रख के आते थे चेयर पे, फिर बाहर आके वेट करते थे आपका कि नहीं आप आओगे. और वो 2 सेकंड का वो होता है ना दैट व्हेन यू यूज्ड टू ब्लेस अस, तो एकदम इतना फेथ आता था कि अच्छा नहीं हमें करना है, हमें दोबारा यहीं आने के लिए, दोबारा आपसे मिलने के लिए, उस स्टेज पर आने के लिए, हमें इस मोमेंट के लिए ये करना है कि हमें करते रहना है. तो वो ऐसे इट वाज लाइक अ डेली फीड ऑफ मोटिवेशन फॉर अस. तो वो मोमेंट हमारे लिए तो इमेंसली स्पेशल था.
और ऑनलाइन में तो इनके लिए चलो हम लोग रोज मिल तो नहीं सकते फिजिकली,
यस
लेकिन ऑनलाइन में तो इनको कहीं जाना ही नहीं है.
यस
एक कमरे में क्लास करो पढ़ो, क्लास करो पढ़ो, खाओ पियो, बस इतना ही करना है.
यस
ऑनलाइन में दे आर गेटिंग मोर टाइम,
यस सर.
है ना.
सर आई नाउ तो आई थिंक द नेक्स्ट राउंड ऑफ नोटिफिकेशंस इज आल्सो अबाउट टू कम. जैसे हमारे टाइम पर था नोटिफिकेशन के बाद नोटिफिकेशन. आई थिंक द ऑनलाइन स्टूडेंट्स मस्ट बी इवन मोर मोटिवेटेड नाउ एंड दे हैव टू पुल अप देयर सॉक्स एंड just start studying harder and harder.
Yeah. अब तो नेक्स्ट 2021 में लॉट many notifications सिमिलर, क्योंकि 20 went empty, no?
Yes, sir.
तो 2-3 एग्जाम्स हुए. 21 is going to have lot many notifications.
Yes, sir.
And again by the year 22, exams will be held and so many results will come again. So
Yes,
let's hope
sir.
for the best. चलो तुम्हारा ये हो गया.
Sir, please ask me why did I bring my notebook?
हाँ.
Sir, because in my notebook I still remember you used to ask questions in class and then you used to say कि जो answer देगा तो I will give you chocolate. I think it was section 35 of the IPC, similar intention. उस पर आप सिमिलर इंटेंशन पढ़ा रहे थे एंड आई थिंक आपने कोई एग्जाम्पल दिया एंड यू लेफ्ट द क्लास फॉर ब्रेक एंड यू गेव अस आई थिंक वही 5 मिनट का ब्रेक था. I just kept reading those. I think that section is only of 3 or 4 lines. I just kept reading that section and again and again, again and again. For those 5 minutes, I just lost sense of reality कि कौन है आसपास कौन नहीं है. मैं बार बार पढ़ती रही और आप सिर्फ एक छोटा सा एग्जाम्पल देके आप चले गए थे. I think that was really very clever of you like that. You just gave like a very small tiny example and you left and you said that whosoever will explain this section, I will give you a chocolate. And I just those 5 minutes I lost sense of reality. I was just reading the section again and again. आप वापस आए, आपने पूछा, पहले 3-4 लोगों ने they could not answer and then sir and then you said okay you tell me and then फिर जो आपने example दिया था वो उसी section का ही explanation था and then when I explained the section you told me कि फिर मैंने बोला sir now my chocolate and then you told me कि जब selection हो जाएगा ना तब दूंगा and I wrote a note on my notebook that sir owes 1 chocolate and I've dated that also.
Copy दिखाओ अपनी.
Yes, I will show that notebook.
Show me that page.
Yes, sir, I will show it to you, sir. I think I'll show it to you that also when you said good girl and that acknowledgement was so important for me. 30. Yes, sir. See, sir, I had made a note on this and I dated it also. Sir owes 1 chocolate. And I thought to myself that when I will get selected, I'll ask for 2 chocolates, 1 for clearing and 1 for that day for answering.
It is 6th of October 2018.
Yes, sir.
And 1 chocolate sir owes. हाँ दिख गया ये वाला.
Yes, sir.
Look at this. This girl is writing 1 chocolate sir owes. 6th of October.
So I'll show one more. When the section that I was saying, robbery ka section, when you gave an example and I was just thinking about the section and I think even that I have written. So these little things were such motivation for us, just this little bit of acknowledgement from you that it just used to drive, at least for me it was such a motivating factor.
आज तुम कितने चॉकलेट लेके जाओगे?
सर अभी तो आपको 2 देने हैं तो ये वाला है एक आंसर करने का 6 अक्टूबर वाला और एक क्लियर करने का. सर दिस इज प्रूफ दैट आई एम नॉट लाइंग अबाउट एनी ऑफ द स्टोरीज विद यू. आई थिंक इट वाज हियर. यस सर. Sir said good girl. Because sir, you were looking for this phrase for that end and you were just waiting for someone to point this phrase for that end that it is very important in the section and you gave an example and you asked the question and then I pointed out कि sir for that end लिखा है उसमें and then you said sir said good girl.
ये देखो ये यहाँ पे Sir said good girl.
And I used to make a smiley face.
You have made a smiley also here.
Yes sir.
God bless you.
Yes sir.
These are small motivating moments actually.
Yes sir, I think during the entire class.
So today it is proved that you earned these chocolates
Yes,
and
sir.
today you are getting those
Yes, sir.
chocolates. That is great. मैं इनको भी क्लास में बच्चों को बोलता रहता हूँ I'll give you a chocolate. लेकिन बहुत लोग सीरियसली नहीं लेते हैं. देखो आज लेगी ये चॉकलेट.
Yes sir. आप जिसको भी कह रहे हो and if they answer you must make a note. And you must make that a motivation कि नहीं अरे ये वाला तो लेना ही लेना है सर से. And coincidentally आप 5 स्टार ही कहते हो और सर भी और भैया भी 5 स्टार ही लेकर आए हैं.
दोनों हैं डेयरी मिल्क.
Yes sir. आप 5 स्टार का ही वो हमेशा आप देते थे कि 5 स्टार.
And that is so sweet of her कि अपना चॉकलेट क्लेम कर ही लिया है.
Yes sir. डेट भी लिखा था मैंने उस पे.
नहीं, that is so wonderful. You see, these small moments motivate me also as a teacher and it motivates you also as a student. ये छोटे छोटे moments होते हैं वही मिलकर आपका success बनाते हैं.
Yes sir.
So that is what I have realized for so many years, that these small moments they go on to make your success story.
Yes sir.
है ना? And that is how this entire thing is built up.
Yes sir.
At least those students who come to me उनके साथ.
Absolutely sir. I think once you build a bond with the teacher, with the class, with the coaching, with the study itself, I think वो इतना फिर सारा process it becomes really easy. If you're disrespectful towards the class, if you're disrespectful towards the teacher or the process of the coaching, फिर वो पूरा process it becomes really hard to it becomes just harder for one to study. And once you develop a bond with the whole institute, with the classes, with your own studies, कि चाहे it's a bulky syllabus, it's a bulky bare act, but if you develop a bond with it, along with the classes, along with the teachers, along with the institute, and then the process of studying becomes really easy. और फिर कब हो जाता है, how you sail through, वो पता ही नहीं चलता.
ये
So
तो
that
है.
is really important.
चलो लेट्स टॉक अबाउट दिस. प्रीलिम्स के लिए तुमने क्या किया था? मतलब हाउ डिड यू स्टडी, व्हाट ऑल डिड यू स्टडी फॉर द प्रीलिम्स? आई एम
Yes.
टॉकिंग अबाउट द दिल्ली प्रीलिम्स पर्टिकुलरली नाउ.
Delhi prelims. Sir, Delhi prelims के लिए I think it's very important कि सबसे पहले तो I analyze the papers. So I took like 2 question papers of Delhi for any year, and I just analyzed them, and I had realized कि Delhi के लिए I will have to do the Bare Act very thoroughly. Every order, every rule, I will have to do it very thoroughly, along with the classes, of course. So for example, subjects like CRPC, IPC, Evidence Act, CPC, I used to go with the class. And for orders that we were not doing in the class, for the small sections or anything like that, even that I used to do very religiously. I never skipped anything for Delhi. And even other things, for example, English. People take English for granted, or GK for granted कि 10 ही तो क्वेश्चन आने हैं, let it be. But I think सर कृष्णा सर इतना emphasize करते हैं कि GK के भी अगर 10 भी क्वेश्चन आने हैं, that is the make or break in Delhi. And English के भी अगर 10 ही क्वेश्चन आने हैं, even for synonyms, I think, even for idioms and phrases, the coaching is very kind enough to provide even idioms and phrases का material. कि it is very important to take those things very seriously. GK को miscellaneous part करना loosen से, and idioms and phrases करना, and थोड़ा बहुत कि अपना English की you keep in touch with the newspaper, with keywords or anything that you find interesting. And that is what my main focus was. And I think that is what was different that I did. That I used to always focus on things that were ignored by other people. GK, language, and Bare Acts mein to I just focused on what was happening in the class, and the Bare Act was my Bible.
क्योंकि तुम्हारा इंग्लिश वाला पेपर जो है ना, आई वाज गोइंग थ्रू योर मार्क्स इन द इंग्लिश पेपर. यू हैव गॉट 154.
Yes, sir.
है ना?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you have got 154. Katyayani has got 152 in that language paper, but yours is 154. Yashdeep has got 164
Yes, sir.
in that language paper. So that is so good. ठीक है. And तो prelims के लिए GK and English वगैरह तो किया तुमने. Sources
Yes,
were
sir.
the ones which were provided from the coaching.
Yes, sir. Yes,
And then
sir.
Lucent you said.
यस सर. लूसन में भी कृष्णा सर मार्क करवा देते हैं कि दिल्ली के लिए मिसलेनियस वाला चैप्टर कर लो, तो दोज चैप्टर्स आई फोकस्ड ऑन.
और
Yes, sir.
लॉ के लिए
सर लॉ के लिए तो क्लासेस एंड बेयर एक्ट, दैट वाज इट.
इतना ही किया.
यस सर, दैट वाज इट.
केसेस.
यस सर. एंड केसेस वही क्लासेस में, क्योंकि वो कवर हो ही जाते हैं केसेस, तो वो तो मैं साथ साथ ही पढ़ती रहती थी. तो फिर क्लासेस, उसमें जो केसेस हैं वो, एंड देन
द
बेयर एक्ट. यस सर.
ठीक है. एंड हाउ मेनी टाइम्स डिड यू रीड the notes, class notes?
So I think countless times. I think when I started notes, sir, what my trick for making notes was that I used to give 3 readings. I used to first read the notes, understand them, what was where, and study it. Then I used to do a second reading and then know it. Okay, then used to take it in. And in my third reading, I used to realize that, okay, these are the pointers that I need in my head. I think that is very important. If one starts to make notes in the very first reading, तब लगता है कि सब कुछ ही important है, सब कुछ notes में लिख लो. But it is very important कि notes जैसे होने चाहिए, एकदम वो next another register नहीं होना चाहिए. I think ये आप क्लास में भी बहुत बार बताते हो. I think आपने ही बताया था कि ऐसे कि एक पेज लो, एक टॉपिक पढ़ो, you take a paper, and whatever you can recall about it, you write on that page, and that is what is your notes, because then your brain knows कि अच्छा ये याद रह रहा है, ये नहीं याद रह रहा है, ये important है. तो वो अपने आप से वो ट्रिगर पॉइंट्स बन जाते हैं कि इस वर्ड से मुझे ये सेंटेंस याद आ जाएगा, इस वर्ड से मुझे ये वाला केस लॉ याद आ जाएगा. So that is how I made my notes. So I think even after making notes, I think I must have gone through notebooks, I don't know how many times. I think I give 6 mains. So even if you take like 10 times per paper, I think I must have done them like 60-70 times.
My God.
Yes.
So you were talking about your own short notes that you had made.
No, sir. I think even with short notes, I used to refer immediately before the exam. Before every exam, I used to make sure that I at least give 2 readings to the class notes.
Okay.
And then I used for last minute revisions, and for the week, for like 2 weeks before the exam, Then I used to move to my short notes.
ठीक है, तो ये शॉर्ट नोट्स तुमने अपने जो पर्सनल शॉर्ट नोट्स हैं ये तुमने कितने रीडिंग्स के बाद बनाया था?
सो जैसे मैंने सबसे पहला यूपी का मेंस दिया था, तो दैट वाज आफ्टर 6 months ऑफ कोचिंग. तो सर पहले तो मेरा हर नोट्स का यही ट्रिक था, 3 रीडिंग्स. पहला रीडिंग कर्सरी रीडिंग, then again second reading a very very thorough reading, and then third reading has to be an even thorougher reading. Then your mind knows कि कहाँ किस बात किस वर्ड से आपको क्या ट्रिगर होगा सेंटेंस. सो देन इट बिकम्स रियली इजी टू मेक नोट्स.
मतलब थर्ड रीडिंग के बाद तुमने
यस सर, थर्ड रीडिंग के बाद सर.
ठीक है. और नोट्स तो बहुत छोटे होंगे, शॉर्ट नोट्स तो बहुत छोटे होंगे.
यस सर.
पॉइंटर्स काइंड.
पॉइंटर्स सर, पॉइंटर्स, ऑलवेज पॉइंटर्स.
ठीक है. मेंस के लिए कैसे किया तुमने?
सर दिल्ली मेंस के लिए,
व्हाट वाज द सोर्स?
yes sir. So by the time Delhi mains came, I had already given 5 mains exam. तो notebooks was on my tips. Then I knew कि notebooks मेरी तैयार हैं, short notes मेरे तैयार हैं. I think Delhi के लिए हमें सिर्फ 10 दिन मिले थे. जैसे ही रिजल्ट आया प्रीलिम्स का, उसके बाद मेंस के लिए we had like 10 to 12 days. Then I knew that okay, that my class notes and my short notes are set in my head. And then I did just case laws. I did DLTs of almost I think 1.5 year. Then I focused on DLTs and Supreme Law times and live law. Live law I did religiously of every month. I think for a year and a half. पूरा मैंने live law के उनके पूरे judgments करे. Not just the summary that live law provides, but the original judgment itself.
Details.
Yes sir. Those I did. And I think for those 5-10 days, I just focused on revising my short notes and case laws. I think I focused my entire study then on case laws. जो यहाँ इंस्टीट्यूट से आई थिंक हमें मटेरियल मिला था दिल्ली हाई कोर्ट के जजमेंट्स का. दे वर 2 bundles. So those 2 bundles I did. Yes sir.
मतलब main focus was because your notes were already ready.
Yes sir.
Bare Act was already ready. तो last moment main focus was on the cases.
Yes sir.
तो cases जब पढ़ती थी तो उसके facts भी पढ़ती थी या only the ratio part?
No sir, I think जैसे आप हमें बताते ही थे कि facts पढ़ो, then you frame your own answer to it in your mind. If you don't have the time to write an answer to it, then frame it in your head what you're going to write about it, and then cross check it with what was given in the actual judgment. And that is I think what my approach was. That वो शुरू में ही मेरा सेट हो गया था जब आपने बताया था कि ऐसे ही पढ़ना है थ्रू आउट योर जर्नी, थ्रू आउट योर प्रिपरेशन. तो आई थिंक फ्रॉम डे 1 वो ऐसे ही सेट हो गया था कि फैक्ट्स पढ़ो, अपना रीजनिंग लगाओ, अपना एप्लीकेशन लगाओ, एंड देन क्रॉस चेक इट विद व्हाट इज एक्चुअली गिवन. यस सर.
तो हाँ ठीक है. तो उससे तुम्हारा मैच हो जाता था, मतलब व्हाट यू आर थिंकिंग एंड व्हाट जजमेंट हैज बीन गिवन. तो लास्ट स्टेजेस में ये मैच कर जाता था आपका?
यस सर. लास्ट स्टेजेस जैसे शुरू में नहीं करता था, तब रियलाइज होता था अच्छा आई वाज थिंकिंग इन दिस लाइन, इस तरफ तो सोचना ही नहीं है. व्हाई आई वाज थिंकिंग these shadow areas. मुझे तो एकदम क्लियर हेड रखना है, स्ट्रेट. आई हैव टू कीप माई हेड स्ट्रेट. तो वो धीरे धीरे वो अप्रोच अपने आप सेट होते गया कि कहाँ पर वेयर आई लैगिंग, वाई वॉज आई थिंकिंग दिस, वाई वॉज इट थिंकिंग दीज शैडो एरियाज. तो फिर वो अपने आप बाय द एंड वो फिर मैच होने लग जाता था. यस सर.
ठीक है. और मेंस के लिए इंग्लिश और बाकी जो लैंग्वेज पेपर है उन सब के लिए क्या किया था? ट्रांसलेशन के लिए क्या किया था?
यस सर. सर ट्रांसलेशन, सर लाइक आई सेड कि द इंस्टीट्यूट का मटेरियल ही इतना हो जाता है कि उसके बियॉन्ड उतना ही हो जाए वही बहुत है. ट्रांसलेशन के लिए द इंस्टीट्यूट हैड प्रोवाइडेड अस विद आई थिंक 3 bundles ऑफ मटेरियल्स. तो उसमें से आई यूज टू कीप प्रैक्टिसिंग एवरी नाउ एंड देन व्हेनेवर आई यूज टू फाइंड द टाइम टू प्रैक्टिस. तो उसमें से आई यूज टू कीप प्रैक्टिसिंग. फिर बाकी स्टेज की तैयारी करने में ट्रांसलेशन प्रैक्टिस हो गया था, तो फिर दैट आई डिड. एंड फॉर जीके सो अगेन द मॉड्यूल्स दैट वर गिवन टू अस फॉर करंट अफेयर्स of the entire year, for the short essays that are being asked in Delhi Judicial Services, so those I did, and I think that is the material that I stuck to. Or utna hi I used to keep revising. I used to make sure that instead of having quantity of resources, I should have the quality of resources and just concentrate on revising that.
ठीक है. And were you a reader of newspapers and magazine etc?
Yes sir. इन द बिगिनिंग लाइक एकदम जैसे इमीडिएटली एग्जाम 1-2 हफ्ते में है तो इतना पढ़ाई का प्रोसेस इतना हेफ्टी इतना ज़्यादा हो जाता था, तब मिस हो जाता था न्यूज़पेपर. अदरवाइज बिफोर दैट आई यूज्ड टू मेक श्योर दैट आई वाज इन टच विद न्यूज़पेपर्स.
कितनी देर पढ़ती थी न्यूज़पेपर?
सर न्यूज़पेपर्स आई थिंक I used to spend time on editorials because that I knew are important for essay writing. I used to skip the political news. I used to skip these kind of newses. I used to focus on what was important exam wise. and that is what my focus was. So I used to spend around 30 to 45 minutes on newspaper
on the
reading.
newspaper or
Yes, sir.
magazine?
So magazines I did not refer to any. So magazines जो यहाँ से मिलती थी उनके पीछे का quiz I used to do very religiously for prelims exam. That is very important. I think
The questions.
the questions, I think that has around 150, every magazine has around 150 to 200 questions in the end for current affairs, and then 200 questions for GK. Those are really really helpful because वो उसी pattern पे ही prelims में question पूछते हैं, चाहे यूपी हो बिहार हो. तो that was really important. That is something that I did.
So you did not read the rest of the magazine, but you practiced the questions.
So I did the rest of the magazine. I went through it क्योंकि वो सब बाकी मटेरियल में भी ऐड हो ही जाता था. तो, जब एंड में मिलता था मटेरियल तो आई यूज्ड टू गो थ्रू द मैगजीन इन द वेरी बिगिनिंग एंड देन आई यूज्ड टू फोकस ऑन द क्विज पार्ट एक प्रीलिम्स के टाइम पर.
और दूसरा मेंस में तुमने आंसर राइटिंग का पैटर्न क्या रखा था? व्हाट वाज द पैटर्न ऑफ आंसर राइटिंग इन द मेंस?
सर आई थिंक मेंस का तो आई थिंक वो नेचुरली सेट हो जाता है. आप शुरू में जैसे बताते थे कि पर्पस पॉलिसी लिखो, कि फिर फैक्ट्स पे जैसे दिल्ली में क्योंकि the paper is so lengthy that one does not have the time to appreciate the facts, and you have to directly move to answer writing. So purpose policy and finding the constitutional essence behind every topic, and that is the things that I focused on. जो आप बताते हो पूरा approach, law, the application of law on the facts, and then the final conclusion and the final decision, and that is what my approach in even Delhi was.
So means purpose policy and issue.
Yes, sir. Issue. Yes,
Issue.
yes, sir. Because one does not have time to appreciate the facts as such. So एक बार वो issue सही frame हो जाए तो फिर the answer becomes really easier to write.
So
Yes,
issue
sir.
and thereafter law point and then appraisal.
Appraisal, yes, sir.
And
Application
then
of the law on the facts, and yes, sir.
Decision.
Yes, sir.
So same pattern everyone has followed almost.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I think I must tell students this, that from my experience, I think for people like us who are coming here, it is very important for us to tell something different, that we would have done. I think it is very important to practice answer writing for every state, and the institute provides so many initiatives for you to practice answer writing. I think you must utilize them. So क्योंकि मेरे तो एग्जाम्स एकदम ऐसे थे कि 30 डेज में फर्स्ट मेंस आ गया यूपी का, उसके नेक्स्ट 10 डेज में दिल्ली का मेंस आ गया. तो मैं 10 में से सिर्फ जैसे 6 टेस्ट दे पाती थी या 5 दे पाती थी. बट आई थिंक दिस इज समथिंग आई वुड लाइक टू पास ऑन टू whosoever is watching this, that please practice answer writing. Please practice the question papers that the institute is providing you for prelims or for mains. That is very very important, and I cannot put in words how important this is. एंड अभी ऐसा लगता है कि नहीं बाद में कर लेंगे, जब एक बार मेंस हो जाए, जब एक बार प्रीलिम्स हो जाएगा तब कर लेंगे. आप अभी से अगर कर लेंगे तो इट विल डू वंडर्स फॉर यू एंड इट विल एक्सेलरेट योर एंटायर जर्नी.
तो आंसर तुम जो करती थी टेस्ट पेपर्स तो वो चेक हो जाता था?
यस सर हो जाता था सर.
कौन करता था चेक?
सर आई थिंक मुझे तो सर जैसे मुझे दिल्ली के लिए रिव्यू चाहिए होता था, दिल्ली का जैसे इमीडिएटली था पेपर, तो आई यूज्ड टू पर्सनली गो टू गोमा मैम ऑल्सो. तो शी वॉज काइंड इनफ टू टेल मी देन एंड देयर कि अच्छा इसको ऐसे ट्वीक कर लो, लाइक द जनरल ओवरव्यू शी यूज्ड टू गिव मी. एंड वैसे भी सर चेक होके आई थिंक कृष्णा सर दे देते थे. एंड अगर
अंजनी चेक करता था और गोमा मैम चेक करती.
ओके सर.
ठीक है. दिस वाज अबाउट द मेंस.
यस सर.
एंड कोई मेंस और प्रीलिम्स के लिए कोई स्पेशल टिप देना चाहो अपनी तरफ से बता दो.
Please practice answer writing. It's very important. The papers are so lengthy that even if you're very good at answer writing, even for the writing speed, it is very important to practice. So I think that is what I would like to pass, that please make use of the resources that the institute is providing you with prelims question papers, with mains question papers. Please practice those.
तो तुमने पेपर दिल्ली में सारा कंप्लीट कर दिया था, कुछ छूटा भी था तुम्हारा?
नहीं सर, मेरा किसी भी पेपर में कुछ भी छूटा नहीं था सर. पेपर पूरे कंप्लीट हो गए थे सर.
तो वो हाउ डिड यू इंश्योर दैट? डिड एनी टाइम कैलकुलेशन और समथिंग?
यस सर, आई थिंक वो शुरू में ही मैं कैलकुलेट कर लेती थी. इफ़ देर आर 20 क्वेश्चंस एंड दिस मैनी मिनट्स, तो एक रफ आइडिया हो जाता था दैट इन अराउंड 6 to 7 minutes आई हैव टू फिनिश माई आंसर. वो एंड में करते करते कई बार 5 मिनट भी रह जाता था, बट देन आई यूज्ड टू मेक श्योर दैट आई हैव टू प्रोड्यूस माई आंसर, द बेस्ट ऑफ माई आंसर इन दैट वेरी लिमिटेड टाइम.
So you used to do the time calculations.
Yes, sir.
ठीक है. ठीक है. I think all the things that I had to ask you that are done. अब अपना इंटरव्यू का बताओ. Delhi interview particularly.
Yes, sir.
How did it happen? And how about the IGP program here,
Yes,
interview
sir.
guidance program? Those पे बताओ.
Yes, sir. So I think since I gave 3 interviews, I went through mock interviews, I think almost 4 or 5 times, and they were really,
At
really
Rahul's
helpful.
IAS.
Yes, sir, at Rahul's IAS. So
Hmm.
they were really, really helpful. In fact, the board was really kind and एकदम interview. In fact, even for Delhi, अगर actual interview 2-3 minute का ही होता है, but the board was kind enough to give us full-fledged 15-20 minutes, and that really helped. That really helped us to open up and to know that where we are lacking in our communication, and that was really helpful. And my interview in Delhi, I think again it lasted for only 3 to 4 minutes. I was just asked 2 questions from IPC, and they were also situation based questions. The in fact the judge, the honorable judge, they spent around 45 seconds for the question, and I had barely 10 seconds to give my answer, and then again next 45 seconds for the question, and then 10-15 seconds for the answer, and that was the interview.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Which area of IPC they asked you?
So one was on abatement, and one was on transfer of malice, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Abatement में क्या था exactly याद है?
So yes, sir. Transfer of malice का question. So there were 2 questions. One was that A and B went for hunting, and B had the gun, and A saw his enemy behind the bushes, which B did not see. A instigated B that you shoot, nothing is behind the bushes, you shoot, and B was not aware that there is a person behind the bushes, so B shot. And then the honorable judge asked me, what is the liability of both the persons? So then I said that B is not liable for anything. B is not liable for any offense because he did not have the knowledge, and the liability of A was of abetment of murder, since he had the knowledge and the intention that B should shoot. And so another question was that A gave poison to B to give it to C, but B was foolish and a very simple person, and B drank the poison himself. So what is the liability of A? And so that is where I said that doctrine of transfer of malice applies, and A will still be liable for abetment of murder.
ठीक है.
Yes, sir.
These 2 questions.
Yes, sir.
Okay. और कोई पर्सनल कमेंट या क्वेश्चन कुछ भी नहीं?
No, sir, nothing, sir. In the interview, when the honorable judge is spending 45 seconds in just telling you the question, one has to be really attentive. Yes, sir, one has to be really attentive. क्योंकि वहाँ पर इतना नर्वसनेस होता है और इतना वो होता है कि अगर एक क्वेश्चन ही पूरे 45 सेकेंड्स तक चल रहा है तो उसका एक एक वर्ड इतना इंपॉर्टेंट है that you do not have that you cannot take the chance to miss any word out of it. So for those entire 45 seconds to 1 minute, one has to be really attentive, because you will get only 10 seconds to give your answer, and that has to be the best of the answer. So that is, I think, really important. So वो interview तो I think it only lasted for 3-4 minutes.
It was online, no?
Yes,
You
sir.
had gone to the center, but judges were sitting online, I believe.
Yes, sir. Video conferencing. Yes, sir.
And what dress were you wearing?
So I wore a sari.
Sari.
Yes, sir.
Which
And
color?
you, sir, beige color.
अच्छा.
Yes, sir.
That is sober actually.
Yes, sir.
That is a sober color. Fine. And ठीक है, इंटरव्यू का तो हो ही गया. इंटरव्यू में तो और कुछ है नहीं. दिल्ली इंटरव्यू आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट. सारे इंटरव्यू पूछूंगा तो बहुत लंबा हो जाएगा, दैट विल बी टू लॉन्ग. चलो ठीक है, अब आप अपनी तरफ से बताओ, कुछ बताना चाहते हो तो लास्टली. I would seek your comments about your various teachers at Rahul's IAS. Any kind of comments that you would like to make about Nidhi ma'am, Goma ma'am, yes sir. Very brief.
Yes, sir. So I think, like I said, to begin with you, sir, I think everything I say would be an understatement. ऐसा लगेगा अरे वो तो कहानी. Sir, I think I owe this success to you. I owe this day to you. I would have given up on myself a very long time ago, but you did not, and that is what kept me going. I think my whole family has you to thank for this day, for our whole family, and I think that is anything I say.
छोड़ दो.
Yes, sir. I think I will genuinely skip that, because anything I say would be an understatement.
मेरा छोड़ दो, बाकी teachers का बताओ.
Yes, sir. So I think with Goma ma'am also, the classes तो सबके concept wise and everything is just सफिशेंट कि उसके ऊपर जाने की ज़रूरत ही नहीं पड़ती. एंड क्लास नोट्स एंड एवरीथिंग आर वेरी सफिशेंट. एंड इवन इन देयर ओन पर्सनैलिटी वाइज सर everyone is so motivating. Like I recalled my incident with Goma ma'am कि उन्होंने specially मुझे बुलाया and she told me that no, you still work hard and it will happen for you. I think when you share these personal relationships with the teachers, and I think sir, I believe that Goma ma'am के लिए भी it was not necessary for her to talk to me. इतने सारे बच्चे हैं but she still had the heart to to give me those 2-3 minutes of her time and to just tell me this and to give me faith in me कि वो मेरे लिए बहुत life altering था. For her it may have been 2-3 minutes of her time. For me it was a very life altering thing. For me it was a very motivating thing. So Neeraj sir was very kind enough to give me his phone number, and that he asked me that if you have anything to ask me, if you have any doubts, ask me. And so Krishna sir,
did you call him up?
So I think I called him up to meet him, and I met him in the coaching itself twice or thrice. I used to ask him practical things about the court, since I do not have any court experience. So I used to ask things from him about the court practice, and if they ask anything regarding that. So I think, and Krishna sir and Anand sir have been around throughout my journey to solve all my little and big problems, I think. And the best part about Krishna sir and Anand sir is that they treat every student with the same yardstick. उन्हें कोई फ़र्क नहीं है कि ये बच्चा तो इंटरव्यू वाला है, इसे स्पेशल अटेंशन दो, ये बच्चा तो सिर्फ प्रीलिम्स वाला है, इस बच्चे ने तो अभी ज्वाइन भी नहीं करा है. आई थिंक फॉर अ पर्सन हु हैज़ नॉट इवन जॉइंड राहुल्स IAS एंड फॉर अ पर्सन हु इज़ एट द इंटरव्यू स्टेज, वो सबको सेम यार्डस्टिक से ट्रीट करते हैं. वो उतना ही अटेंशन, उतना ही डिवोशन देते हैं हर स्टूडेंट को. एंड दैट इज़ द बेस्ट पार्ट अबाउट दैम कि you feel the sense of acknowledgement with them, that you mean something to them, and that this institute gives you value there. And I think that was really important for me throughout कि मेरा नहीं भी होता था तो भी वो ऐसे नहीं सोचते थे कि इस बच्चे पे क्यों टाइम वेस्ट करना, हो तो रहा नहीं है, let us invest in some other student. They used to give me just as much time as I needed.
And Nidhi ma'am?
सर निधि मैम, लाइक आई सेड, उनका तो मुस्लिम लॉ का नोट्स मुझे हमेशा याद रहेगा क्लासेस, क्योंकि मैंने तो वो टॉपिक्स पढ़े ही नहीं थे बिहार के लिए. आई डिड नॉट रिवाइज दोज टॉपिक्स, एंड आई थिंक इट वाज जस्ट हर क्लासेस दैट आई रीप्रोड्यूस्ड इन द पेपर. एंड मैम इतने टॉपिक्स को इतना शी यूज्ड टू एक्सप्लेन एवरीथिंग लाइक 3 times, एक बार स्लोली, एंड जैसे आप करते हो कि पहले एक बार बताया, फिर दूसरी बार बताया, फिर तीसरी बार एक बार शॉर्ट करके रिविजन टाइप का बता दिया. तो वो इतना सेट हो जाता था ब्रेन में दैट वो इतना पार्ट ऑफ प्रिपरेशन ही था कि जैसे अब बिहार में आया तो हम पूरा क्लास प्रोड्यूस कर पाए थे. तो दैट वाज रियली रियली हेल्पफुल. यस सर.
And anything about, I don't normally ask about Lalit, but to you I'll ask about Lalit. Lalit के बारे में कुछ बोलना चाहते हो?
सर आई थिंक ललित भैया, अमित भैया, लाइक आई सेड, बबलू सर इन द अकाउंट्स डिपार्टमेंट, इन सबके साथ तो the entire institute started to feel like family. क्योंकि आपकी खुद की फैमिली ने आपका इतना जर्नी नहीं देखा होता है, पर ये सब देखते हैं आपका जर्नी. अब जैसे ललित भैया भी थे, यूज्ड टू ऑलवेज सी कि अच्छा ये प्रीलिम्स है, ये मेंस है, ये इंटरव्यू देने जा रहे हैं आप, अच्छा ये वाला नहीं हुआ, ये वाला नहीं हुआ. तो इतना encouraging होता है ना, that one starts to feel bond with them कि अच्छा नहीं, ये हमारा स्ट्रगल है, अगर ये सक्सेस भी है तो ये हमारा सबका सक्सेस है. तो इट फील्स रियली नाइस. आई थिंक आज भी मैं सबसे मिली तो ऐसा लग रहा था कि आई एम बैक टू द कोचिंग डेज एंड आई एम बैक इन द इंस्टीट्यूट. तो इट्स अ रियली नाइस फीलिंग दैट वेज.
एक दिन जाके ऑफिस में तो ये लोग होते नहीं है, लेकिन मैं कुछ अरेंज कर दूंगा. कृष्णा और आनंद जी से मिलना जरूर.
डेफिनेटली सर, डेफिनेटली.
थोड़ा सा माहौल ठीक हो तो यू विल बी स्टेइंग इन दिल्ली ओनली अंटिल यू.
यस सर.
तो उनसे मिलना एक बार,
डेफिनेटली सर.
जरूरी है. मतलब दे आर वंडरफुल पीपल. टीचर्स से भी मिलना.
यस सर.
समडे व्हेन द ऑफिस ओपन्स, नो अभी तो बंद है, तो सारे टीचर्स से सबसे मिलना. दे विल फील वेरी गुड टू सी यू.
यस सर.
सबको बहुत खुशी होगी तुम्हारे सिलेक्शन को.
यस सर.
Someone is asking me, please ask ma'am after class revision. I think I do, but in front of PT questions, not able to answer. Means I do the revision, but I'm not able to answer the questions. ये कोई पूछ रहा है यहाँ पे.
Yes sir.
So,
So I think you need not, even if that is happening, you need not worry about it. For example, कोई prelims का question आया अभी, अगर आपको नहीं भी आता, don't get upset about it कि अरे ये नहीं आता. आप तभी के तभी बैराक खोलो, you find the answer to it and feel it and know it in your heart कि चलो अभी इससे 2 मिनट पहले नहीं आता था, अब मुझे आंसर पता चल गया, मेरा एक क्वेश्चन तो क्लियर हो गया. तो आई थिंक इट इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट नॉट टू गेट डिस्करेज्ड बाय इट. अगर 100 में से 80 क्वेश्चन भी नहीं आ रहे हैं तो उन 80 के 80 क्वेश्चंस का तभी के तभी यू फाइंड द आंसर एंड देन फिर रियलाइज करो कि अभी मैंने बैराक पढ़ा था, अगर मुझे ये क्वेश्चन का आंसर नहीं आया तो वो क्यों नहीं आया. क्या मैंने ये सेक्शन अच्छे से नहीं पढ़ा था, क्या मैंने कोई वर्ड मिस किया, या मैंने सेक्शन नंबर मिस किया. तो उस हिसाब से अपनी तैयारी में वो और ऐड कर दो कि अगर मैंने ध्यान से सेक्शन नहीं पढ़ा था तो उसी को और ध्यान से पढ़ो. आई थिंक दैट इज़ हाउ यू विल रियलाइज कि अगर मुझे एक बैराक पढ़ के भी कोई आंसर नहीं आया तो वो क्यों नहीं आया. एंड देन अकॉर्डिंगली यू मोल्ड योर प्रिपरेशन एंड यू स्टार्ट टू एनालाइज योर सेल्फ कि वो हाउ you need to mold your preparation, how you need to study that section again to know the answer. And I think eventually फिर वो 80 क्वेश्चन जो अब नहीं आ रहे हैं वो फिर 80 क्वेश्चंस आने लग जाएंगे.
ग्रेजुअल प्रोसेस में होगा सब कुछ.
Yes sir.
And plus a lot of things depends upon the concentration level that you are having at the time when you are doing the first round of study.
Yes
Be
sir.
it a coaching class or be it otherwise on your own. कि जिस concentration level से आप उसको समझ रहे हो ना, उस पर डिपेंड करता है कि आप एक बार में सॉल्व कर पा रहे हो कि नहीं.
Yes
मैनी
sir.
पीपल अंडर एस्टिमेट देमसेल्व्स कि मेरे लिए मुश्किल है. कॉन्फिडेंस लेवल डाउन रहता है, समझ नहीं पाते.
Yes
कई
sir.
लोग हैं ओवर कॉन्फिडेंट हो जाते हैं कि
Yes
मुझे तो
sir.
सब आता है. उनका ओवर कॉन्फिडेंस की वजह से नहीं हो पाता. और कई लोग जो नॉर्मल लोग हैं ना, जो थोड़ा अंडर कॉन्फिडेंट, थोड़ा कॉन्फिडेंट, उस तरह के लोगों का ज़्यादा आसानी से हो जाता है. आई थिंक सो.
Yes sir. That's true sir.
You were not overconfident.
No
No,
sir, never.
not at all. And you were not very underconfident also.
Yes
Means
sir.
you used to feel that I will do it.
Yes sir.
है ना, ये फीलिंग तो रहती होगी.
Yes sir. The constant feeling that I have to do it. Like I said कि अगर कोई रिजल्ट नहीं भी हुआ या हुआ भी तो भी आई न्यू कि जज तब भी बनना था, जज आज भी बनना है. तो वन हैज़ टू कीप वर्किंग फॉर इट कि वो आपको ऑब्स्टेकल्स भी आएंगे. देयर विल बी मोमेंट्स कि जब सबको लग रहा है कि अच्छा नहीं हो जाएगा. यू हैव टू हैव द स्ट्रेंथ एंड द ग्रेविटी टू कीप योर सेल्फ कंटेन्ड कि नहीं कोई बात नहीं, अभी भी आई स्टिल हैव टू कंटेन माई सेल्फ. एंड आई थिंक दैट इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट एंड दैट इज़ वॉट आई केप्ट इन माइंड थ्रू आउट माई जर्नी.
दैट्स वंडरफुल. ठीक है, मेरे ख्याल से हमारा सब कुछ हो गया. सर, ऑल डिस्कशंस आर ओवर. एनी फाइनल कमेंट्स? Two comments. One about, you have been saying that, but one concrete comment about Rahul's IAS and one concrete comment to the students. Final.
Yes.
After
sir.
that, we'll do the felicitation.
Yes, sir. So I think about Rahul's IAS, I have this entire day, I have this institute to thank for the material that this institute provided me, for the kind of friends and family that this institute provided me, for the bond that I share with this institute. I think I have everything to thank you for it. And I don't think so this day would have ever happened if the institute was not there throughout my journey, whether it was at the very first day or it was at the very last day. I think that positivity that the institute provided me and that the institute taught me, I think that is what I credit this success to. And to the students, I think I would just like to say that if it can happen for me, if I could do it, then you definitely can do it and you definitely must do it. Like I said, if you believe in God, then pray for the strength to study harder and to keep yourself focused. If you do not believe in God, then go for a walk, go for a run, clear your head out. कोई बात नहीं, 2 दिन पढ़ाई नहीं हुई, there will be days की 2 दिन पढ़ाई नहीं हुई या 3 दिन वेस्ट हो गए. Don't worry about it. Just find the strength to study, to clear your head out and to study and focus. And eventually वो कब हो जाएगा आपको पता भी नहीं चलेगा. And please know it that now that I'm on this chair, I can tell you that everything is worth this moment. Every struggle and every sacrifice that you're making right now, everything is worth it.
I must commend you that you have done a lot of hard work. बहुत ज़्यादा तुमने हार्ड वर्क किया है और आई अप्रिशिएट दैट, क्योंकि इतना आसान नहीं होता कि 2-2, 3-3 बार इंटरव्यू में नहीं सिलेक्शन होने के बाद उसी सीक्वेंस में लगातार तुमने पढ़ते हुए एग्ज़ाम निकाल लिया. तो दैट इज़ नॉट दैट इजी. तो ये सब तुम्हारा पर्सनल मेरिट है. हमारा जो काम है वो तो हम कर ही रहे हैं. आवर जॉब, राहुल IAS तो अपना काम कर रहा है, वो सबके साथ करते हैं. हम तुम्हारे साथ भी किया. जो भी पॉजिटिव माइंडेड है, वी डू इट विद देम. बट उसमें रियल हार्ड वर्क इज डन बाय द स्टूडेंट, नो.
Yes, sir.
असली सैक्रिफाइस तो स्टूडेंट करता है, असली हार्ड वर्क तो स्टूडेंट करता है. और अपने मेरिट पे निकालता है एग्ज़ाम. तो आई मस्ट कमेंड यू फॉर दैट. योर कहते हैं ना रिलेंटलेस हार्ड वर्क एंड नॉन एक होता है ना एक परसिवियरेंस एंड नॉट स्टेपिंग बैक. आई हैव टू डू इट, आई हैव टू डू इट. सो नॉकिंग द डोर अगेन एंड अगेन. तो वो दैट इज़ कमेंडेबल एंड गॉड
Yes,
ब्लेस
sir.
यू फॉर दैट.
Thank you, sir.
आ जाओ. कोई someone is writing, ma'am, you are amazing and deserve this day.
Thank you so much. How very kind of you. Thank you.
चलो.
And even you would. Keep studying.
This is the इधर आ जाओ, यहाँ आ जाओ, इधर आ जाओ तुम. This is the bouquet for you. God bless you. Next क्या है मेरा? Plant कहाँ गया?
Oh, how sweet.
This is Aglonema Katrina.
Thank you so much, sir.
इसको संभाल के रखना.
Definitely, sir.
I'll give you 4 times. 1, 2, and these are the ones that you earned earlier.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
And 4.
Dear students, this is the importance of studying and being attentive in class. You get double the amount of chocolates. Please be attentive in class and listen to and try to answer every question that he asks. This is worth it. Double the chocolates.
God bless you. God bless
Thank you so much, sir.
God bless you.
Thank you so much, sir.
खुश रहो, खुश रहो. खुश रहो. So I think it is over for today, and we meet next time. So God bless you all, the students, and wishing all the best to Shaina. And you have made us very, very proud. God.